More details. I'll see you at the fights.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Stella Artois wants to know, who would you have dinner with? Join the Stella team at The Porch on South Orange Avenue this Friday, October 13th from 6 until 8 for an opportunity to let them know who you would have dinner with, past, present, or future, and why. Then start your dinner with a complimentary Stella Artois and chalice. Just snap the QR code for details on your chance to win dinner on Stella from one of 10 participating restaurants. Let's do dinner. And as always, let's start with a Stella.
Wonderful product. I've lost 111 pounds using that product. 111 pounds. You could not believe the difference. I went from a size 48 pant to a 33 pant, and I've maintained that now for over almost a year now. Yeah, absolutely. Andro 400 has helped me lose 111 pounds, and I've maintained my weight for almost a year now.
Thanks, James, for that inspiring testimony and 111 good reasons to choose Andro 400. The most effective and natural way to lose belly fat, increase libido, gain energy, strength, and muscle while safely boosting your testosterone levels. So guys, how many reasons do you need for trying Andro 400? Well, here are 2 more great reasons. Order now and get free shipping plus an additional $6 off when you use the code SAVE6. That's SAVE6. Call 888-400-0435, 888-400-0435, or go to andro400.com. andro400.com.
Once you get your hot stuff freshly grilled right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to calling your friend on their home phone.
Hello, McDougal residence.
Hi, can Jerry come to Jersey Mike's?
Jerry! May I ask who's calling?
It's Danny.
It's Donnie! Pick up the phone! Yoo-hoo!
You know what? I'll call him when the cell phone gets invented. Nope. There's no going back once you get it freshly grilled. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Need to chill? You will instantly feel like you're on vacation when you step into Hurricane Grill and Wings in Apopka. With island decor, live entertainment daily, handcrafted cocktails, and chill vibes, you can relax. Hurricane's Apopka has you covered for food, fun, and family. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Enjoy wing specials on Monday, wine and whiskey on Wednesday. Sundays, it's bottomless mimosas plus kids eat free at Hurricane's Apopka. Offering daily specials and happy hour Monday through Friday. Escape the storm of everyday life at Hurricane's Apopka.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Real Radio. Real Radio. 104.1.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers.
The News Junkie is on.
The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day.
The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and Seeley.
It is Monday, October 9th, 2023. Lots to get to today, from chaos in Israel to we can't let China take all of our pandas, and an AirBNB tenant from hell, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Good day.
Hello, C-Lane.
How we doing?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good.
Monday.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, nice long weekend, recharged, feel good. I'm ready for a big show today.
All right.
You know, all around things are going okay. Did I miss anything with the two of you, or are you same old, same old?
Same old. A big sports weekend for me. Lots of soccer, lots of fun, and a big week for me. I got a big DJ gig coming up.
Oh, yeah. Is that the one where you're DJing for the reality guy?
Yes. I'm very excited for it over at Tuffy's. Found out over the weekend it's sold out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I will be DJing for 500
Wait, are you
Bravo
DJing
fans.
for Scandival?
Oh, you bet your ass I am.
The guy from, what's the show called again?
Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump Rules, yeah.
Yes.
And the people, I think they're going to I feel like they're going to attack him.
My job is to get them hyped up. You know,
True.
Dan that owns Tuffy's reached out to me. I was planning on going just for observational purposes. As Tom Sandoval, I'm not a huge fan of, considering his cheating ass.
Whoa. You're opening for him.
My job is to hype them up, and then they take it from there. But let me tell you, like, he has such a setup there. You remember when we went to Tuffy's? It's a beautiful stage, that inside area, but there's going to be like 12 people packed on there. Horn section, keyboard, bongo at some point. So
there's going to be horns?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to just see how it all goes down on Wednesday.
Wow.
For sure.
All right, well, let's get into things. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to a live report from the BBC, and this journalist was in Gaza. Things got a little dicey behind him.
When I drove this morning...
That sounds like it was quite close to you, Rushdie.
Yeah, it did.
Rushdie, can you hear me? Are you okay?
That sounds quite close, yeah?
That sounded very close.
Yes,
that sounded very close.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Do you need to go, or are you okay to stay?
Very close,
Let him answer.
Rushdie, can you hear me?
He's not sure what to do.
God.
Yes, I can.
Are you okay to stay where you are, or would you like to move?
I don't know what's...
You can hear the delay in his ear.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can hear how much time it takes for him to get the message, and she's not taking that into account. So she just keeps, answer me, Rushdie, answer.
And not for nothing, but he's a little distracted. What with like rockets exploding in the background, that would do it to you. I think.
There are multiple clips like that. There was another one. I think, I don't know, maybe CNN was live. It was a woman reporter, and you could see it like in the background hit a building, and she's freaking out, and it's the same back and forth. Like, are you okay? If you're safe, let us know what's going on. If not, we will, move on to somebody else. It is insane over there seeing that footage.
Yeah, that was the Hamas headquarters that they blew up right after this whole attack from Hamas fighters into Israel, and I'll kind of try to explain it for people in just a moment because this is an insane story. And the thing that was weird to me is they have this weird thing they do where before they send in a missile to blow up something, they do what's called a knock, and they send like a little mini missile, and it goes, boop, just like kind of, it's like, hey, you guys got a couple of seconds here, and then boom, they took that whole building out and blew it up. And there was a lot of reports going on as that was happening. But here's what happened, all right? There was a surprise attack from Hamas in Israel. And if you don't know what's going on here, well, I mean, it's one of the most argued about world political things forever and a day. You have the country of Israel, and on either side, you have two slices of land. On the west side, you have the Gaza Strip. And on the east side, strangely enough, you have the West Bank, because it's on the west bank of the river. And those two slices of land are where the Palestinians live, and they are governed by Hamas. Hamas is known by most nations as a terrorist group. And in the middle of the night, they went into Israel. They were flying in like paragliders. I don't know if you guys saw that. Like, they literally had little paragliders they were flying in on. Some of them.
Terrifying, man. Did you see the footage with the music festival?
I wish I didn't, honest to God, I wish I didn't, but I did see the footage.
It's
It was
insane. And people are just
a-
like partying, and you just see missiles flying behind them. Have no idea what's about to happen.
It was the Supernova Festival, which was close to the Gaza Strip, and it was. There's something going on. This is a little sidebar here, but there's something going on with these music festivals where they said it was in the heat of the event, and it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, and they were still partying, and they were still at this music festival. I go, holy cow! So you see these videos of them up and dancing. It's kind of like a rave situation. And all of a sudden, these Hamas soldiers come tearing in all their vehicles and start just murdering people, kidnapping people, old people, young people.
That would really screw your buzz if you were at that rave.
God. Yeah, and then you're just stuck there. And then one of the most astounding things was, check this out. This is, in the last day or so at that music festival, and there's a flyover that we're looking at here. I'll explain it for everybody else. And you see all the cars? Those are cars that were left there after all this happened. Those are people who did not leave that music festival. Those are people who are either killed or killed or kidnapped by these Hamas soldiers. And there are hundreds and hundreds of these cars that you can see by this music festival just abandoned out here where this whole thing was going down. And it's unbelievable. I mean, some of the stuff that I'm seeing, like, if you, I've seen some people protesting for the Palestinians and Hamas in the wake of this, which I think is just absolutely repulsive.
Yeah, what was that? Mia Khalifa, right?
Yeah, she posted
Saw
some stuff.
headline.
And Mia Khalifa, the former porn star, said, hey, if the Hamas soldiers could hold their cameras in horizontal, it'd be a whole lot better to see the footage that's coming out of there. And just to put, a point to it, and I'll put this up on See It Now, like, this is what's coming out of this concert, okay? This is what we're looking at here. This is the situation that we're facing. Those are all body bags in the back of a giant 18-wheeler. These are people who are trying to enjoy a peace concert, a peace rave, and in the middle of the night, or in the daylight, I guess, we're attacked by these folks. It is just repulsive to see anybody celebrating this stuff because they're so wrapped up in the debate about Israel or the Palestinians. And it's real, and it's going to get worse here in the next several weeks because we've got retaliation from the Israeli military going on right now, and of course, that's terrible for the Palestinian people, and back and forth it goes. There's over 1,000 people dead already. I mean, that's pretty astonishing to think about. It's a very, very big toll, and many, many more than that who are injured. And I know for some people it's very complicated, even for people who know a lot about this. I know a little bit about the area and about the battles back and forth, and it can be a very complex matter. But the biggest problem is, you think we're divided in the United States of America. There's nowhere on earth more divided than this. I mean, you have the Palestinians literally in their charter wishing the genocide of all the Jews in Israel. And you've got all these other nations working with them, like Iran was the one who was working with them to set up this whole mission that went down. And then Israel somehow misses all of this. It's like really just absolutely horrific to see it all. So just to catch you up, that's what's going on out there in the world of bad news. They say we are in a war, as if we didn't have enough of those going on. One of the most, personal and interesting things about it to me is I have a friend who I was looking at her post, and it was so strange to see. I tell you guys, she is a friend from way back when I was in Chasing Edmond in the ska band that I was in from way back in the day. And Erica is her name. And I was watching her post, and it was like, so excited. I'm about to cry. I'm about to get on a flight to Tel Aviv, Israel for the vacation of a lifetime.
Ooh.
And her next post is like, it's so beautiful here. And then the next post is like, having lunch at this beautiful spot. And then the next post is a bunch of videos of her. And she's talking about how she was hearing the explosions. She was hiding out in a bomb shelter. She said she cannot get a flight. You can't get out of there. They're stuck. All these people, there's lots of Americans who are over there who are stuck right now.
It's not what we saw when the Taliban had taken over. Gosh, what was it? It was like a year ago, right? And then we watched the airport get rushed, and people just try to hang on to the plane's wheels. Yeah, and here we are again, less than a year later.
Well, in this case, you've got the airport there in Tel Aviv, and it's just nobody's going in or out, I guess. And they said the Pilots Union for American Airlines has said the pilot should refuse to fly to Israel, which I can't really blame them for. I mean, if Hamas is willing to kidnap people, kidnap women, and parade their naked bodies through the streets as people slap their bodies and spit on them and say all this stuff, if they're willing to do that, they're willing to shoot down a commercial airliner. I'm sure they are. So if I was an American Airlines pilot, I don't know that I would want to be flying into there or out of there for that matter. So the American Airlines Pilots Union is saying that they don't want to do this. So lots of people, just like that friend of mine, stuck there and have no way to get out. Sam says 4 Americans dead last I heard. I think that number is up to 9 or even climbing from there. Americans who happened to be in Israel at the time. Okay, so we'll cover that as it goes on. And, of course, we're going to have some fun today as well with your dispatches. Send those over at thenewsjunkie.com with your thoughts. Lori emails the show. Lori from Vero Beach emails tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Hey, guys, Ozempic and Mounjaro is meant for diabetics. This is one of the drugs that we've been talking about. People forget that fact. I'm a diabetic. My life depends on taking Mounjaro. I can't eat. I'm nauseous all the time. I lost 26 pounds that I didn't want to lose. I'm a stick figure. It's not attractive. I'm miserable, but I'm doing a lot better health-wise. So all you fatties out there, friggin' exercise to lose weight.
Oh, wow.
My life depends on this medication. I've tried everything else on the market. I'm insulin resistant. There are times when I have to call around to different pharmacies just to get my medication because of all the fatties that don't want to shut their mouth to food.
Oh, double mention of the fatties.
I throw out food. I can't even eat my favorites. It's terrible. I miss sitting down to have dinner with my family. All I want to do is throw up. I can't poop, and I'm friggin' miserable. I love your show, by the way. I'm new to the area. I listen to you guys every day, says Lori from Vero Beach. And thank you.
Has it been scarce to find? I feel like they're just pumping it out, considering its popularity for the non-diabetics.
I've seen some issues with it. Now, I don't think it's been as widespread and bad as it has been with ADHD medications, which, once again, are going through a shortage.
Oh, great.
But certainly there's been more of a demand for the drug that they're trying to keep up with, and these diabetics are like, whoa, we need this stuff. What the hell are you guys doing right now? Okay, we got a ton more emails to get into. When we come back, though, I want to get to this clip of a Scottish rugby fan that just made my weekend. He was really on one. I think he said he was in the middle of like a 3-week bender. And why not put the guy on television and do an interview with him, right? That's the way we do things.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Someday Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you unclog the toilet?
Yeah, I'm kind of busy right now.
But until then, just tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Watch out for slowdowns on 429 northbound approaching Florida's Turnpike and delays through the city on I-4 eastbound between 408 and Colonial Drive. You can expect your regular delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535. Authorities are clearing up an accident on I-4 eastbound. The express lanes at State Road 434. The left lane is blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa has pizza. Wawa has pizza, and it's freshly made. Wawa has pizza until 3 a.m. Brought to you by Wawa, who now has pizza starting at 4 p.m. Wawa has pizza. Gotta have a Wawa.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Hey guys, we're so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists.
And of course, the music. We live the greatest moments from the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
You will not want to miss.
Starting tomorrow, streaming only on Hulu.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
Our Fence Outlet salesperson was a wealth of information. Things that weren't addressed by other companies were addressed by Fence Outlet. We're so pleased with our new Fence Outlet fence.
Go to fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialists, Florida's #1 repipe expert, and I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get zero interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us, Repipe Specialists, at 844-REPIPE-5, or go to repipe.com now.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. Little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Once you get Jersey Mike's catering with 12 subs for any event, I'll tell you, there's no going back to other catering. That'd be like going back to using Morse code.
Welcome to Jersey Mike's.
Okay, here we go.
A pickle slice wrapped in a napkin.
Oh, wait, try this.
A brownie with extra olive oil?
Whoops, I mixed up my dots and dashes. Here.
1,800 catering boxes coming right up.
Uh-oh. Nope. There's no going back once you get catering at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
I'm Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
And I'm Charlie Webster. The podcast Surviving El Chapo, the twins who brought down a drug lord, returns for a second season and picks right back up with Pete and Jay Flores taking their first steps on U.S. soil after turning themselves in to the U.S. government. Season 2 follows the twins through their time in prison and testifying in court against El Chapo.
Surviving El Chapo.
Listen to Season 2
on iHeartRadio app or wherever you get podcasts.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Holiday magic!
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. DEPOSIT. That's deposit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Radio.
YouTube says, so did Sean just call all the Palestinians terrorists because he said the people of Palestine want all the Jews dead instead of saying terrorists want the Jews? I guess Sean is only getting one side of the story from his friend from Israel. I've only seen posts on Facebook from this person, Erica, that I was talking about. I haven't got any information at all. I have heard from some people in Israel who emailed stuff over the weekend and were spreading stories from other folks that they knew. But I like everything. I've looked at all the angles of this. To me, there's just such a massive difference between what the Israeli government does, which is generally target military targets in Gaza. And Hamas likes to put those military targets in very, very occupied civilian areas, which leads to, unfortunately, some civilian deaths. But the stuff that the Israeli government does is not equatable to what Hamas does. They try to target Hamas. Hamas tries to target citizens. They kidnapped well over 100 people, kids, old people in wheelchairs and stuff, kidnapped all of these people. They killed them. Some of them, they dragged them through the streets. They targeted a rave with these people who weren't doing anything wrong, just regular civilians. The two are just not equatable. I mean, there is a bad guy and a good guy in this situation when you look at Hamas and Israel, and I don't see it any other way. So if you don't like that, too bad. That's just the way I think this is playing out. It's a horrific story. And all the people like in Tampa, I think Jacksonville, in New York, there was just a god-awful protest in New York where people were up there minimizing everything that had happened, saying they kidnapped a couple of hippies. They're going to be just fine.
How can you minimize it after seeing the footage that is coming out of there? I mean,
I don't know.
You use your eyes. You could see the bloodshed. You could see the dead bodies everywhere.
I don't get it.
You could still go out there and say that it's being minimized or minimizing themselves.
Here's a quote from one of the speakers in New York City, one of the pro-Palestinian protesters who was out there. And it says, and as you may have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party. They were having a great time until the resistance came in, electrified hang gliders, and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine, despite what the New York Post says.
Hipsters?
It's like, wow, this is how disgusting you are. This is how much brain rot you have going on, that you can't separate these things. It's like you want to argue over bigger have what land, should there be a 2-state or 3-state solution? All these things that a lot of people just find boring are interesting to argue over to me. But certainly, to justify anything that was done here, or to downplay or minimize, hand wave anything that was done, this is just horrific. You know, more than 100 people died. It probably is a lot more than that. And they were dragged through the streets, many of them. This poor girl who was a peace activist, this young girl, that they brought her naked body through the streets, and a bunch of the citizens were like hitting her and spitting at her. And it's like, holy cow, you want to defend that? Go for it. To me, not a good look, all right? Not a good look as far as I see it.
I don't see how when like things are active like this and the stories you hear are still going on, how they the news organizations go, well, we have a death toll at this number. And you go, well, have they even stopped doing barbarian things for long enough to be able to identify or count some of these people? It just seems it seems like way too early to start just dishing out numbers.
Yeah, you got one side lobbing missiles into cities in Israel, that's Hamas, and you got Israel lobbing missiles into the Gaza Strip, and there's people dying all over the place. There's no way they have any actual accurate information as to who's dead, how many people are dead. It's just misery, man. So let's go to something else. Meanwhile, you can send over your dispatches if you want to tangle with me on that. It's fine. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Record your first dispatch right now. Love this guy, okay? This is a guy who was is a Scottish rugby fan, and he was watching Scotland versus Ireland in the Rugby World Cup. Scotland lost, but the Scottish guy was still fine with it. He was still having a good time. And the way this guy speaks, I mean, sometimes I don't even know what he's saying, and I'm still having a good time listening to him. He's just really one of those characters. And let's go into him. Let's meet him a little bit. He does say that he's been on a bender for a couple of weeks. And
wow.
Yeah,
Bless his soul.
This guy's having a great time. All right, here he is.
The thing is about the night, right? And we're not mucking about.
Oh, hang on.
Right? I'm not mucking about. We've given absolute laldy on this.
All right, hold on. Let me fix this so I can get this going right. Give me 1 second there, C-Lane.
He's not mucking about.
His voice is so great. when these Irish guys, some of them, I can't understand a word of what they're saying, but I just absolutely love it. All right, for the folks who are watching the show on YouTube and Twitch.tv, I got the video of it back up. Here it
I'm
is.
not mucking about here, right? I'm not mucking about. We've gied absolute laldy on the other night. No mucking about. We've gied it our
No
best
mucking
shot.
about.
Our best shot. We came up short. That's what it's about it. We came up short. Overcommitted in the midfield. Too many space through the corners, but we overcommitted. See, Hinney would take the points earlier on. We'd have chased that.
Are you sure
scoreboard
he's
down.
Irish? He sounds.
He's Scottish.
Scottish, yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
said
guy's
Irish
Scottish.
a second ago, and I was like, nah, he's got because some of the things he's saying, he's got
He's a Scottish fan, and even though Scotland lost, he still seems to be in a pretty good mood here. And I have no idea half of what he's saying right here, but he just looks like he's really enjoying himself.
Chased the scoreboard down, and they wouldn't have ran away with it. There's no way they'd have ran away with it. No way.
What?
There's no way they would run away with it.
Yeah. All
Thank
right,
you
we
for
need you to
talking to me.
translate. Yeah.
So even with a weeks-long bender, he still has manners, and I appreciate that.
Just on Ireland, is it? They're a pretty handy team, aren't they?
Ireland, they're a handy team.
Come on, Ireland!
They're a handy team, all right. They know how to flick it about. They can flick the pill. They can flick the pill. Any day of the week, they'll flick the pill, and then they'll punish you.
What?
He has to have half a kilo of cocaine running through his system.
He's moving, right? Like he's 100 miles an hour. Watch this. In a second, the reporter asks him the last question, which is drop that part out. And you hear the guy in the background just tossing some S-bombs.
Very clearly.
I should have imagined that to be the case, though, considering the atmosphere here. Well, let's see if we can get to his last part.
It's
here.
a blizzard when they're out there. Firing the pill, round the corners.
Firing the pill.
It's a blizzard. Right.
Well, what do you want to say to World Rugby?
I want to say World Rugby. I've been on the lash for 5 weeks.
A lash is a bender over there. He's been a lash for...
I would be exhausted in the first 30 minutes.
Whoa, okay, you just said a lot.
And projectile vomiting.
In my general direction, you just said a lot. I saw over the weekend, this is just insane to think about, all right? They had the Chicago Marathon this weekend. And, of course, the winner is a Kenyan because the Kenyans there's like 3 African countries, and they have the greatest runners, long-distance runners in the world. Almost all of the top ultra marathon runners. They're putting ultra in front of the word marathon, which I can't even approach. And these folks are just incredible. And this Kenyan, Kelvin Kiptum is his name. This guy has no coach. He's got like no background. He just decided 2 years ago. He's like, you know what? I think I like running, almost Forrest Gump style. And he's just started running.
I just felt like running.
He just shattered the world's record for men's marathon, and he came in at 2 hours, 0 minutes, and 35 seconds, narrowly missing out on breaking the 2-hour barrier. Now, just to give you some example of how wild that is, before the last 30 or 40 years, nobody had done a better time than 2.5 hours.
Wow.
And so in that time, they've brought this down to almost under 2 hours for a marathon.
How long was his bender?
He was not on a bender at all. This guy was in good shape and ready to go. And I swear to God, he looked like he was still running full speed as he crossed that finish line. Like he wasn't even winded or anything. They said the 23-year-old ran the final few hundred meters along Columbus Drive. He was blowing kisses and waving to the crowd. He took 34 seconds off the previous world record, and he's almost breaking this sub 2-hour barrier that nobody has been able to do it. Here's the thing. He was wearing these very popular in the marathon world right now, Nike Dev 163 prototype shoes. And
How do you
they're
get
saying,
a hold of prototype, or is that in the name?
I don't know, honestly. If you could look up Nike DEV 163, those are the kind of shoes that some of these folks are using.
Sounds like he's beta testing shoes.
Yeah, it does. It may be. That might be what's happening here. But they say some of these shoes from Nike, and then there's also another company that makes shoes. They're like $500, $600 shoes. And they're supposed to make running in these marathons so much more efficient, and it makes them faster than they've ever been.
Interestingly enough, so I guess these aren't available. But it was 2 weeks ago, the Running World, this is from runnersworld.com.
Okay, that's a good
Obviously,
source.
we subscribe. was left reeling when Tigst Assefa smashed the women's marathon world record, and on her feet was a pair of the newly released Adidas Super Shoe.
Yeah.
And then we have the gentleman who has now beat a world record with Nike's Super Shoe. So we now have a war of shoes upon us.
I didn't even know there were super shoes, for God's sake. Like, I didn't know that they had shoes that were that advanced that these top-tier athletes would put them on to be able to do this kind of running. It's so impressive to me to see the abilities that these people have built on.
If we get a hold of those, do we become faster by any chance?
I don't know. I was wondering, like, would we feel a difference as people who'd never run in the first place?
I think we might get a little faster, like faster than we are. We won't get as fast as they are, for God's sake. We're not going to be able to catch up to them, but I'm not even legally allowed, I don't think, to get into these shoes because I couldn't do what these folks are doing,
Every
man.
time Sean passes by a Foot Locker, they're like, keep walking, buddy.
Keep going. Oh, God. All right, let's go to you. Let's work at a couple of dispatches to kick off the week on this lovely Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Let's see here. Here is Amanda chiming in about what's happening in Israel.
I went on Twitter this morning and looked under hashtag Hamas terrorists, and I saw a clip of a video of a 2-year-old little girl whose parents, I assume, had been murdered, and she was with one of these like Hamas terrorist guys, and she was so confused about obviously where she was and what was happening, and she wasn't crying yet, but she was like looking like, where's my mommy, where's my daddy, where's my juice, what's going on with this guy, and like her, like the juxtaposition of her little scared face against the reality that she was in, and what I don't even know what could ever. It's so horrible. It's so consuming. It's
a lot. It certainly is. The thing that I was juggling yesterday, so I was like, I don't know if I would recommend that everybody sees videos like this that are the harsh realities of war, or if I would recommend, like, hey, don't look at any of this stuff. Because
sometimes you don't even have a choice. It's amazing to me. I thought that we had, it had been established with social media to have a prompt ahead of time, like if you want to watch this video. But throughout the weekend, especially on TikTok, like it was already happening. I was already watching. I can't imagine other people, little kids, going through TikTok and seeing that.
Right, yeah, and it's going to stick with you. Like, that is, some of this stuff is so horrific that you just...
Yeah, you got a warning on porn, though. You know,
right.
You blurt it out.
To give your
make
license.
sure, like, you're about to see, your naked bodies. Is that okay?
If there's a nipple in that photograph, they catch it every single time. But some of this stuff, nope, it goes right through. Let's see what else we got here this morning from you. Here is, we got Mike Mark joining us with the dispatch.
Hey, good morning, News Junkies.
Hey, good afternoon.
That sports announcer, I keep going back to The Simpsons, and I believe his name is Groundskeeper Willie.
Yes, that guy.
Crack up. Wiggle, wiggle, pop, pop.
All right, good luck with that right turn. Yeah, you're going to take a little slight right there. What were you saying, Celine? I thought you were going to say something.
No, just he does sound like Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah, he does. All right, let's go over to a lot of people responding to Best Of on Friday. Glad that those of you who enjoyed it and didn't freak out about us not being here.
We're always fired. We've been fired like, what? 40 times.
Yeah, we've been fired a lot of times. Every single time it's like this, or this person was drunk, or whatever. You guys can have whatever fan fiction theories you want, but we just decided to take a day off because why not? All right, we're going to take a quick break right now, and when we come back, there is something that's happening at American zoos that we need to talk about. They're trying to take away our pandas.
No,
all of them. The last panda. They're going to take all of these back. And we can't let this happen. We got that. We got more emails. We got Amy Caulfield. We are loaded up on a Monday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
We may have lost our blue check, but we're still here doing
whatever it is you do on Twitter.
At Real Radio 1041 on Twitter is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the low 80s. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds as we head throughout the afternoon, but dry skies do prevail. Overnight lows tonight will be in the mid-60s, and we're slightly warming but still dry on Tuesday before tropical moisture does return to the viewing area by later this week. I'm Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. Seems like COVID's everywhere again, but there's good news from Pfizer. This season's updated COVID-19 shots are now available for ages 6 months and up, and they're designed to better protect against recent variants. Ask your pharmacist or doctor and schedule at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the week you're going to treat yourself, and you are really going to love this. Not only are you going to have a good time at Primrose Lanes, where there's an amazing restaurant, there's also a bowling alley, there's also an entertainment room, there's all kinds of stuff going on there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. You've got to check it out if you haven't seen what they've done with Primrose Lanes. But the food there is something you deserve to try. Try the ribs. They are absolutely mind-blowingly good at this place. The best I've ever had in my life. The chef there is just killing it. And that's why there's been so much talk on social media about the menu at Primrose Lanes. There are great deals on all sorts of items there. Their specialty drinks are really, really good. And if you're worried about going to anywhere near downtown and parking and stuff, they have their own parking lot. So you just pull in, you park, you go inside, and you enjoy yourself. It is really, really an amazing place. And they put so much into all of the decor in this spot. You'll keep noticing things around Primrose Lanes that you enjoy. They're right there in the Milk District, so afterwards there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do. But they got happy hour every single weekday. So today, happy hour, half off cocktails, and they're some of the best you've ever had in your life. You can reserve a lane if you want to. And if you're going after 5 or 6 o'clock, I would suggest that you do that. Otherwise, go have a great meal, have a good time. Visit them at primroselanes.com.
To everyone who appreciates a fresh meal that comes from the heart, let our team member Emma tell you what's special about the Culver's Way.
We take great tasting burgers seriously in Wisconsin. Favorite recipes, fresh ingredients, real Wisconsin cheese. It's a place where traditions matter. So of course it's where Culver's Butter Burger was born. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection, then topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun.
What can we say? To us, it's a whole lot more than a burger. It's a taste of home.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a rich and creamy hometown treat, let our team member Nevaeh tell you how we do it at Culver's.
Every scoop of Culver's fresh frozen custard is made in small batches throughout the day. Because where we come from, the little things make a big difference. Like bringing back a seasonal favorite. Our salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer and pumpkin spice shake are back for a limited time. Handcrafted with farm fresh dairy and real pureed pumpkin just for you. So it's the best part of your day.
And we mean the best. From
Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Check the mail for Valpak, and you could be an instant winner. That's right. Tucked in with those coupons is your chance to win big. From cash and gift cards to attraction and concert tickets. Every month is something new with prizes for the whole family. Go ahead, open that blue envelope of savings to see if you won. Because with Valpak Instant Win, there's nothing to buy or do to cash in. Just thousands of real winners winning real prizes, no strings attached. No purchase necessary, void or prohibited. Prizes are randomly inserted. See specially marked Valpak envelopes for details.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me. So I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites. Plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
HCA Florida Mount Dora Emergency, located near the intersection of U.S. Highway 441 and Eudora Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Lake Monroe Hospital. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Panda Watch 2023. It's happening, folks. I remember when I first learned this, it was the weirdest thing to me. It's so insane. And a lot of people still don't know this. So let me bring you up to speed here before we get into what's happening with pandas across the United States of America. And I know that sounds weird, but trust me, this is interesting. Here's the deal. There are a lot of pandas in zoos in the United States of America, and every single panda in these zoos belongs to China. Every single one of them.
I think we had like a Today I Learned About this a couple times.
Yeah, and it's absolutely true. Every panda around the world in any zoo is owned by China. They own all these pandas. And if you have a panda at your zoo and there's some mating going on and the panda has a cub, China owns that baby panda too. So China has all of the pandas. And after 5 decades of giant pandas being in U.S. zoos, next year could be the last time you ever see one of these in the United States of America. Next year, they could be gone, every single one of them. No pandas in the U.S. In December, the National Zoo in Washington will say goodbye to 3 pandas that they have that will return to China. 2 cubs at Zoo Atlanta are scheduled to leave in early 2024, and their 2 parents will likely leave later that year. The San Diego Zoo lost their bears in 2019, and they've been going home to China all across the board at these zoos. They say participating zoos, so these are zoos who do have pandas, they typically pay the Chinese government between $500,000 and $1 million per year per panda.
That's an expensive bear.
Hell yeah. So if you go to a zoo and it's got a big panda enclosure, and let's say there's like 4 pandas in there, that could be up to $4 million every year that zoo has to pay the Chinese government.
They must be getting some of that money back, right? Are people like in droves just to see this panda?
Yeah, people will definitely come to the zoo to see the panda. So they make money off of the panda being there. But it's so weird to me that China gets to own all of these animals, right? Like China's like, we own any panda that exists anywhere. And if we tell you to send it back, you have to send it back to us, no questions asked. If you want to keep it, we make a deal with you. You got to pay like $1 million a year to keep that thing. And so they're going to take them all back. I say we hold on to our pandas. I say we keep all the
Let's
pandas
keep them
we
hostage.
have.
That's a great move.
Not hostage. We're flat out taking them. You can't own all the pandas. It's an animal. It's wildlife. No more than we can own all the eagles. Can you own all the pandas? You can't own all the pandas in the world. Every one of these zoos should give the middle finger to China, stop paying them any money, and say, we're going to keep the pandas we have. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to mate them a little bit so we can get our own selection of pandas over here. I mean, so we don't have to rely on the Chinese government.
My favorite is the conspiracy theory that pandas aren't even real.
There's a conspiracy theory that they're not real. Are they spray painted?
That they're spray painted, or that they have like footage, and you could see some of it, and a little bit convincing that it's actually people in panda suits.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah,
I mean,
I remember.
According to these agreements and stuff, right? We have to tell China when the pandas mate and have baby pandas.
Yep.
What if we just don't tell them?
I'm sure they'll know. You guys,
they're gonna want panda DNA tests.
And then you go to the zoo, and it's like there's a black curtain, and you got to pay some rando $10 to take a peek behind it, and then you see the secret panda that's back there. Screw China. Let's keep all of the pandas that we have. They say since the beginning of the research program, this is from NBC Washington, the pandas have always served as a kind of soft diplomacy between the Chinese and the U.S. The first pair of pandas, Ling Ling and Sing Sing, were gifted in 1972 to commemorate President Richard Nixon's trip to China that year. The second pair, Mai Zhang and Tian Tian, have called the zoo home since 2000. An agreement with China in 2000 stipulated that they would live at the zoo for 10 years in exchange for $10 million. A decade later, the Smithsonian and the China Wildlife Conservation Association signed a new deal that brought that to 2015. Then it was extended to 2020, then again to 2023, and now the deal is over. So China wants every last panda back.
Can't do an extension?
We tried to get one. That they've been doing this, like kicking the can down the road. Like there's shorter and shorter periods of time that you'd be able to keep these pandas. But now they're saying, nope, we want them all back. We want to be the only place on planet Earth where people can see these glorious animals, which will rip your face off if you get near them.
Pandas are
one
cute.
Of those cages.
Polar bears will F you up.
Yeah, panda bears will do it too, though. I'm telling you, panda bears are cute. They're adorable animals. They're not as cute as the red panda, which is maybe one of the cutest animals out there.
But the footage of the handlers when they are trying to take care of the panda sanctuary, especially over in China, they are the most adorable, playful things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They just
Love their
roll
eyes.
around. They have a good time. And then when they're trying to like clean up their poop, the handlers, they're like jumping on them and attacking their legs. It just seems like a fun pet.
The panda's eyes are what makes it for me. That's why they're so adorable, and I like them. But we must keep our pandas. We can't bow down to the Chinese over this.
I mean, it's
we
their
can't.
pandas. Like, would you steal a car? Like, and you're like, well, it's mine.
They
Finders
gave
keepers.
us original pandas on loan. Every panda that was born from those pandas, that's a USA panda right there. That's a great American panda. That's what we got.
Work like that.
Let's start a war over this if we have to.
Yeah, let's add it to the list of wars.
I don't think this needs to go that far. I think if we just push back a little bit, they'll be like, all right, we'll take some of the pandas back and leave you a couple.
Yeah, but you say this, and then what's going to happen is we piss off China because of all this panda business. They halt exports.
Mm-hmm.
Now all the things that are made in China that we get so much of.
But we have the pandas.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what we do, C-Lane? You know what we do?
What?
We kick off a live stream on YouTube, and we have a panda, and we put a knife to the throat of that panda.
Oh, my
And we
God.
say,
You all
China,
right, Sean?
If you don't back down,
I
the
love their
panda
eyes,
gets it.
but I'm willing to slit their throat.
The panda
for
will get
what?
it. if you don't open back up your trade with the United States of America. We have to handle these people.
How very National Lampoon of you.
Yeah.
This is just these are very cursory ideas that I'm throwing out here. I haven't formulated the whole plan to save the pandas, but I'm going to try to do my best to keep these damn animals in the United States.
Your TikTok's about to get shadow banned for all that
Tips
talk.
at thenewsjunkie.com. Michael says, hello, you all.
Hey, love.
Love you three, and I've been listening to y'all since day one. Anyway, as far as the parents covering up their kids online, it's for a couple of reasons. Now, we talked about this last week on the show, why some parents, when they post photos of their kids on Instagram, they'll put like a smiley face over them or just like, obstruct the photo, the face of the child so they're not online. This person says, Michael says, the biggest concern is that people will take other people's profile pictures with their kids and family and take all their information and data and offer it up for sale as a package on the onion router, the dark web, he says. They include pictures, timelines of activities for someone to buy to use as they will for obvious horrific reasons. Most of the time, even when your profile is private, there are acquaintances you may not be aware of that are keeping their eyes out for the wrong reasons. This is just the view of the world where creepers are everywhere. I'm a father of two and rarely post anything online because of how crafty the creepers are getting. The more advanced we get in tech, the more vulnerable your data becomes, including innocent family pictures. I hope this helps. Congratulations, C-Lane. Y'all stay safe. And it says, also, I remember hearing Wiggle Wiggle Pop Pop for the first time, the original Dispatch, and I tilted my head in confusion and said, oh, no, that's going to stick. Years later, I can't believe how much traction that got. Take care, y'all, says Michael. Thank you for the email, Michael. We're going to take a quick break while I formulate plans Save the Pandas. And when we get back, we'll be joined by our good friend, Amy Kaufeld. She's going to walk us through everything happening today in the news. We'll see what's going on out there. Just catch up with her because that's always a fun thing to do. So stick with us. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Dave Chappelle, It's a Celebration, coming to Amway Center November 2nd. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com. Plus, you can enter to win them at realradio.fm/contest.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center, they specialize in one-of-a-kind custom-designed jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
The right shoulder is blocked due to an accident on the beach line westbound at Tradeport Drive. There's congestion on the off-ramp from the Greenway southbound to Colonial Drive. Traveling on I-4, you can expect delays due to an accident on the express lanes eastbound at State Road 434. Traveling on Florida's Turnpike, you can expect your regular pockets of congestion. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
It's the Bedhead Sale at Mattress Warehouse. Come in with your best or worst bedhead and save up to 50% on any mattress. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or a mattress warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
If you're looking for a new job and want to make a career change, make plans now to join us for the Florida Jobs Now Fair this Wednesday, October 11th at the Orlando Science Center from noon to 4 p.m. Dozens of employers on hand looking to hire. For more information, go to fljobsnow.com and make sure to join us this Wednesday at the Orlando Science Center from noon to 4 p.m.
Fall is here, and I'm running out of year. So I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. It's the biggest car party in the world and the most fun way to buy a nice new car. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm going to liven up my sales, so I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Come to my car garden and pick out any nicer, newer car you want and get $7,775 over appraised value based on the car you choose. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage, greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. And all RC Hill Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Past credit problems are the worst, but don't feel like a wiener. I'm going to help you get approved and even lower your current car payment. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles to choose from, so don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval. Dealer retains all incentives. Vehicle purchase price affects discount.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics, on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Here's what Fence Outlet customers have to say about their experience.
The Fence Outlet team is knowledgeable and professional. They have fair prices and they take care of the permits. I'm very happy with my Fence Outlet fence.
Check them out for yourself at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252 and C10803.
Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
You guys should come over for a cookout.
Frank?
Let me know if you need to borrow the mower.
Frank, wake up. You're being neighborly in your sleep again.
With no down payments or PMI, a top VA lender like Navy Federal Credit Union will get you excited about being a homeowner.
Trash pickups on Tuesdays.
Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Membership required. Loan subject to approval. Call 1-888-842-6328 for details about credit costs and terms.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023 Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
At the UPS Store, we know this upcoming holiday is when things can get busy for small business owners.
Exactly. My to-do list and I don't take days off.
That's why you can count on us to be open and ready to help with every small business need, whether it's packing and shipping or if it's just to check your mailbox.
That's almost everything on my to-do list. My list and I can take the day off.
Your local, the everything to help you be unstoppable store. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable. The UPS Store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Grand. GRAND. That's grand. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
And that means it is time to be joined by our good friend, the lovely Amy Caulfield from the Amy Studio. She's there with us and ready to go.
Yes.
Amy, how are you doing today?
That's so
great.
Hi, you guys. I'm good. Listen, I had the best weekend. We went up to Tallahassee. We got to go to a Florida State game with Kate. It was Parents Weekend. We had a total blast. It was so much fun. And, you know, now it's back to reality.
Oh, it always comes crashing down like that, yeah.
When I was a junior in high school, I went to Parents Weekend with like my best friend and her older sister. It was like her freshman year of college. And I remember that was like my first college experience. And it was just party city. Like, what? There was a football game or no? Right? Is that
there was. Yeah. Florida State played Virginia Tech this weekend. So we went to the game. But oh my gosh, you're so right. It was like everywhere you went, it was just crazy. They shut down the whole the streets. They had block parties. All the fraternities were having huge parties. It was only the second home game of the season, so I think that was probably part of the excitement. The weather was beautiful. The campus, it was just awesome. We had such a good time.
Now, what was it like, Amy, to see your daughter now in her element at the school? She's probably seen her friends, seeing everything she's up to. Was it interesting to see that?
It was. And it's so funny, Sean, too, because like she's introducing me to all these, you know, guys that live in her dorm. And she's like, oh, this is my friend Tony. And this is my friend Tucker. And she's introducing me to everybody. And then I could see like their parents like, oh, my son thinks your daughter's cute. And I'm like, I don't know what to say right now.
Off,
so
Tucker's
awkward.
dad. Yeah. All the guys with T names, Tucker, Tom, everybody out there. Keep your distance, all right?
It was fun. It was fun. We had a blast. It's just such a great, fun, you know, environment for these kids. So I just found myself being very jealous. Like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to be 18 again?
I know. You know what? The most brutal realization in life is that you can never get time back, unfortunately.
Amen.
And when you see
Amen.
somebody else, like, I have this thing where sometimes when I see a bunch of young college kids like that, I want to sit down and be like, hey,
back in my day,
enjoy these years. You know, have as much fun as you can. Be safe, but have as much fun as you can. And you'll never get these years back. This is your time. Go for it. But then I would just be a weird guy talking to college kids.
Like, sir, do you have a son here?
Why are you? Hey, are you that guy that's going to the high school football game where you don't have a kid? Yeah, I've heard about you over here. Get the hell out of here. Well, we were watching a lot of stuff today. Unfortunately, we got all this stuff going on in the Middle East. I don't know how much focus you guys put on that this morning, or how much attention?
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a tough thing to see going down.
It is horrific. And Sean, I know you've seen a lot of these images from the music festival and, you know, children and women, you know, dragged away. I mean, just horrific images. We did have a crew out in front of the Jewish Community Center in Maitland this morning because they are stepping up security at a lot of Jewish synagogues and, you know, community centers like the one in Maitland. So you're going to be seeing, you know, a little bit more awareness about that. Security will be, you know, stepped up just because there are concerns. We know that 9 Americans were killed in the attacks over the weekend. We know more than 50 Floridians from a church down in Naples are in Israel right now. A lot of them having issues getting out.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking throughout the week to some of our local Congress members who are concerned about what's happening there. We heard from Maxwell Frost this morning saying he's very concerned and talking about this being a terrorist attack and one of the worst that Israel has ever seen, perhaps the worst. So a lot to talk about for sure.
Yeah, I was talking earlier on the show, Amy. I said I've got a friend, Erica, who I know from back when I was living in West Palm and being in a ska band and stuff. And she had posted that she was so excited she was going to visit Israel. And then she posted a couple of times like she's eating in a restaurant, having a blast, and then posted that she was in a bomb shelter and she can't get out of there. Like there are no flights going out. We talked about how American Airlines, the pilots union, was like, we don't want to fly in or out of there, which is, you know, it's understandable. Like I said earlier, if Hamas is willing to do what they did at this rave in Israel, unbelievable atrocities that were committed there. If they're willing to do that, they're willing to take out a plane. If I was a pilot and I was concerned about my life, I probably wouldn't want to fly in and out. But hell no. You got these people just stuck there in limbo now.
Yeah, it's frightening. And I think, too, that I think a lot of people are shocked with the fact that, U.S. intelligence, Israeli intelligence, it seems to me that nobody had any idea this was coming. Or maybe there were some rumblings that they just weren't paying a lot of attention to. But I think back to our own, they're comparing this to our own 9/11. And there were some rumblings. We knew that, there potentially were some things going on. There were some people who were pulled aside and arrested. But we didn't know either. We were totally blindsided. So it's just an awful situation.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel bad for all parties involved. And, like when you look at we're not going to sort out the problems between the Israelis and the Palestinians here or elsewhere. But when you look at what's happening, you feel bad for somebody who's living in the Palestinian territories in the West Bank or in the Gaza Strip. And right now under bombardment, because Hamas puts all their facilities like right in the middle of the city on purpose. And you feel terrible for people who have been squeezed into those areas and have been living in conditions that aren't fantastic. You feel terrible for the Jewish people who are used to just bomb and missile sirens going off all the time in their cities. And then they wake up to see this. And it's a tough thing to kind of digest. And we've been kind of following that here as well. But what else have you been paying attention to this morning? What's grabbing your attention?
Oh, my gosh. Well, we've got the story that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that there was a skydiver that landed in someone's yard in Titusville. Have you guys been following this?
Jeez, no.
It didn't end well, Sean.
It's really horrific. So this body lands in a yard Saturday morning in Titusville. We now have a little more information. So we know that the victim is a 69-year-old man. His name is Frederick Morello from Ormond Beach. And we're hearing from some of the neighbors, and some of them actually saw it happen. So here's a guy who says he hit the ground. He bounced off the driveway into the yard, almost like a basketball. That's how hard he hit the ground. Like someone bounced him up. And then another neighbor says that his home security camera caught it while it was happening. And he says that it shows the parachute was deployed. So that's why there's a little bit of confusion here. The parachute was deployed when the man crashed into the driveway. I don't know if it would have made a difference had he, hit the grass versus the driveway. I just, when you're coming down at that speed, can you imagine?
So that's a weird part of this, though. If the parachute was deployed. Yeah,
Right. Was there a hole in it? Was there a rip?
There must have been something.
We're still waiting on more info.
If you guys were you guys able to talk to anybody who knows about parachutes? Because if I just looked at a deployed parachute, I wouldn't know which one it is. I don't think, but I know that I've heard from people who are into skydiving that it's like, hey, the backup parachute that they give you is to save your life, but it's not for a nice soft cushy landing.
Interesting.
It's like they say if you use.
So that's interesting, C-Lane. So maybe it was the backup parachute, and maybe it just didn't. Maybe he didn't have it pulled quickly enough, and maybe that was part of what happened.
Yeah. Man, that's horrific.
I mean, I was just always told if you use the backup parachute, you're breaking a leg. You're alive, but you're going to be in a little bit of pain.
He was by himself, correct?
Yeah, by himself.
Okay, so this must have been somebody with some.
He was a fairly seasoned jumper, so we don't have a lot of more information. We're going to be following up on it today, but.
Right. I don't know too much about the world of skydiving, but I know that it takes some time to be able to skydive by yourself.
Right.
So
you have to have, that's a good point, Sean. You have to have accomplished a certain number, I think, of jumps before you can go alone, solo. So
poor guy, man.
Yeah, we'll be working on that today. Did you guys see this crazy story about this guy who went to a job interview at a Pilot gas station in Polk County?
Yes, I did. And then he stole the car.
Oh, okay. I guess he didn't get the job.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know the backstory, but I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to go get a job. I'm going to turn my life around. This is a great opportunity. Oh, look, and then all of a sudden the next thing you know, you're stealing this car. Well, here's where it gets really crazy is that it was a Cadillac, the car that was stolen. And so this guy is flying down I-4, 100 miles an hour. And what they did, and this is fascinating, but basically they called OnStar, okay? OnStar is the system that's in some of these vehicles, and they call OnStar, and they're like, hey, can you shut down the engine? So this guy's flying down the freeway going 100 miles an hour. They shut the engine down. The car, careens off the road, flips around a few times, and they ended up, he started running, but they caught him.
Dangerous.
But isn't that it's just fascinating the things that they could do. Stop sticks are something else that they typically use a lot of, but those can be dangerous because especially if you're on a crowded road, other people can get hurt.
With OnStar, I wonder if they have a thing where they can like slow you down.
I thought that's what they're supposed to do.
Because if they just turn your car off when you're going full speed, that seems like
that's a good point.
Is that why they're
all we
still
know
around?
Is they shut off the engine.
Like, right? I am amazed that OnStar is still around, and that must be because they have the power to shut a stolen car off.
Oh yeah, they do a lot of cool things with OnStar. They can slow you down. Or I heard with the electric vehicles, they slow you down until you think something's wrong, that you have to turn the car off and back on. And then when you turn it, it just won't go back on.
Oh, my God. They have too much control.
But with OnStar, I remember hearing, back in the day, friends from high school were saying that their parents had OnStar and they couldn't find their car in the parking lot. And the OnStar people would log into the car and speak out of the speaker that the horn comes out of. And be like, Mr. Smith, come towards the sound of my voice. And that's how you found your car.
So crazy.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It does remind me of something that happened in the car over the weekend. I was so irritated. So I'm driving with my husband and he put his sunglasses, just above, there's a little tray that you can put your sunglasses in and then flip it into the ceiling of the car.
Yeah.
So he puts his sunglasses in there, but instead of pushing the button to get the sunglasses out, he presses all the lights in the car, the SOS button. Then he kept pressing the SOS button over and over again. I'm like, oh my gosh, will you stop? And then of course, here comes the little thing on the car radio. You are calling an emergency number.
Right.
And he's like, how do you turn it off? How do you turn it off?
Did he think that once he pressed the SOS button, you had to unpress it a bunch of times or something?
Oh, he must have pressed it 10 times. I was so annoyed. And then he was just like, well, I didn't mean to. I'm like, dude, ask for help. You don't have to press all the buttons on the panel trying to figure out how to get your sunglasses
then
out.
The dispatcher dispatcher sees on the screen that Amy Caulfield's in the car. She's privileged, and they're like, we got to send every FHP, to the scene to make sure everything's okay.
All the choppers available. Get everybody over there. It's a national treasure.
It was awful.
Yeah, well, fantastic to talk to you as always.
Love you guys.
Thank you for the
Amy.
update. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you next week. That's Amy Caulfield from Fox 35. The one, the only. Make sure you're watching her each and every morning if you're here locally. And if you're anywhere out there, you can go to fox35orlando.com because the news is right there for you and you'll get everything you need to kind of tackle the day. So we'll see you next week, Amy.
See you guys.
There she goes. We're back in just a moment. We got to talk about a guy who pulled off an amazing feat. I didn't know that this could be done. He was able to do something not once, but twice in one day, one 24-hour period. What did he do? It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for slowdowns due to an accident on Hiawassee Road at River Oaks Drive. There's delays due to an accident on the express lanes of I-4 eastbound at State Road 434. Expect delays eastbound between Osceola Parkway and after State Road 535 and congestion through the city eastbound between 408 and Colonial Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center on James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today with That Mortgage Guy Don. That Mortgage Guy Don, president of Happy Home Mortgage Brokerage and host of the Home Loans Radio Show, he is here for you. And that's very important, especially considering that chances are very high that you're leaving money on the table. So let That Mortgage Guy Don help you get the money off the table and back in your hands where it belongs. Get a free fast quote review at thatmortgageguyDon.com. Hit the compare button, and Don will review your quote today. That Mortgage Guy Don is a mortgage broker, not a corner bank or retail lender, and that means he has direct access to wholesale lenders that consumers do not, but they're wholesale lenders that are competing for your business. So if you want to see a difference, go to the website, apply now, and get a quote, or get a free analysis of your existing quote. ThatmortgageguyDon.com. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle. Just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Love you guys. We're so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists.
And of course, the music. Relive the greatest moments from the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
You will not want to miss.
Starting tomorrow, streaming only on Hulu.
Once you get the meat and cheese for your sub freshly sliced right in front of you at Jersey Mike's, I'll tell you, there's no going back to anything else. That'd be like going back to dial-up internet. Ugh. Am I connecting to space to order Jersey Mike's? Any day now. Okay, it's about to connect. What? Who picked up the phone? Nope. There's no going back once you see it freshly sliced at Jersey Mike's. A sub above.
Fall is here, so I'm throwing a Cartoberfest. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. I'm giving you $7,775 over appraised value for your old ride. Get a new Mitsubishi Mirage greenest gas car in America, 43 miles per gallon for $14,900. Or look at the new Outlander, the safest, most affordable 7-passenger SUV for only $26,900. So don't be tardy to this car party. I'm RC Hill. I'm your car dealer next door. Visit us at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Requires bank approval plus tax tag admin. Negative equity may be refinanced.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Fence outlet customer Amy said,
"We had a fire on our property and needed to replace our fence quickly. We have grandchildren and pets, and we were concerned for their safety. A friend recommended Fence Outlet. We scheduled a free quote, and they had her privacy and safety restored quickly."
Visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
To everyone who appreciates a fresh meal that comes from the heart, let our team member Emma tell you what's special about the Culver's Way.
We take great tasting burgers seriously in Wisconsin. Favorite recipes, fresh ingredients, real Wisconsin cheese. It's a place where traditions matter. So of course it's where Culver's Butter Burger was born. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection, then topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun.
What can we say? To us, it's a whole lot more than a burger. It's a taste of home.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a rich and creamy hometown treat, let our team member Nevaeh tell you how we do it at Culver's.
Every scoop of Culver's fresh frozen custard is made in small batches throughout the day. Because where we come from, the little things make a big difference. Like bringing back a seasonal favorite. Our salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer and pumpkin spice shake are back for a limited time. Handcrafted with farm fresh dairy and real pureed pumpkin just for you. So it's the best part of your day.
And we mean the best.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Jesse Kelly here. Do you feel protected? My personal protection plan is owning gold. The Oxford Gold Group helps you buy gold to have on hand or convert it into your 401k. If things get weird, I have gold on hand. I like that. You can buy coins or convert part of your 401k with the Oxford Gold Group. It's easy and safe. 833-995-GOLD. That's 833-995-GOLD. 833-995-GOLD.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app?
Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts. Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations.
It's free. I love iHeartRadio.
Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. GRAND. GRAND. That's GRAND. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
of something a man was able to pull off not once, but twice in 24 hours. Truly an amazing feat. But in the meantime, got my hands on a letter that was just delivered to my house literally moments ago, an actual letter, and it's from the sheriff's office. And Sheriff John W. Mina, his letterhead on this and everything. And it says, Dear Mr. Wasson, I would show you, but it's got my address on it. It says, on March 27th, 2023, the Sheriff's Office received a complaint alleging misconduct by Orange County Sheriff's Office members. A thorough and complete investigation of the complaint was conducted. Based on the preponderance of evidence, the allegation that deputies violated Orange County Sheriff's Office written directives is sustained, it says, in all caps. Meaning that victory is mine, and that these cops, I would imagine, would have probably been some kind of punishment going up against them. They have not released to me, even though I paid for it, the actual results of the investigation. This is just from the sheriff's office saying that they have sustained the allegations based on a preponderance of evidence in the case. I'm really, really interested in what else is in here, what else is in this whole investigation and all the documents. And I want to hear what the cops said when they were speaking to these investigators in internal affairs. There's so much that they're going to release, I guess, soon, I would imagine. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get this, but I'll share it with you when I do. But that at least
you need
shows...
to send him a blank CD, a couple reams of paper to print it on.
I don't know what they're going to do. I had to pay $40-something the other day, and I don't know if they're just going to send me I was imagining I get a link to one of those download sites, and like some big zip file of stuff. That's the best I can guess that they would do it. But yeah, I mean that's a victory.
If that's what you get, I don't know what I would hope for if I were in your shoes and I paid the $43. It seems like I should be paying for something that, they're printing everything out for me to read. However, I would prefer to have it digitally, just because it's easier to read, it's easier to make copies of if I so choose to. But if I paid $43 and then you just send me a PDF, now I'm kind of like, well, what did the money go towards?
I want something to...
did you pay somebody to redact some addresses and phone numbers? That's fine, but...
It feels something physical, I want to actually get something out of this transaction. I was interested to see what the result of that investigation would do. My message to anybody listening is, overall, most cops are good cops. But when you run into an officer who's behaving the way that these officers treated me, these SWAT officers from Orange County Sheriff's Office, and somebody's doing that to you, don't let them just steamroll you because they're cops and you're afraid to go up against them. In this case, at least, the internal affairs situation worked, and they were fair about what they were doing. They looked at all the evidence that was presented to them, and they found that these sheriff's officers were in violation of code and that they shouldn't have been treating me like this and they shouldn't have been doing this way. So for me, it was a little different than you would do it. You would just have to go to the website and file a formal complaint, which I, again, would encourage you to do. If you feel like you've been wronged by somebody who's an officer, that's how you keep people in check. You got to make them scared if they do these wrong things that they're going to get punished. Just like you see the people in these cities who are stealing with just complete abandon. They take whatever they want and they know they're not going to get punished for it. If the cops don't think when they act bad, they're going to get a punishment for it, they're going to do as much bad as they can get away with. So out there in the real world, if you interact with somebody and you feel like you've been wronged, bring it up and go after them. It's a little bit strange to go through the process, to go through all the interviews and whatnot, but if you screwed up at your job, you'd get in trouble. When they screw up at theirs, maybe they should be held accountable. That's the way I see it. All right, we're going to get to your dispatches in a moment. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, record us a dispatch, send that on over. Here's what this guy did twice in one day, folks. I mean, I don't even know how he pulled this off. A man operating a farm vehicle, they are no more specific than the phrase farm vehicle, but a man operating a farm vehicle in Pennsylvania was arrested and accused of driving under the influence just 17 minutes after he was released from custody for the very same thing.
That's great.
How does one even pull that feat off?
Immediately beeline it right to the liquor store.
He got arrested 17 minutes after he was released. That means he got drunk enough and got back on the tractor within 17 minutes?
He was released still drunk.
Oh, you think it was still hammered? And he's like, I'm getting back on that tractor. The driver, identified as a 49-year-old man from Lancaster, was first taken into custody on the evening of September 16th after Pennsylvania State Police say he tried to flee the scene of a crash. According to the crash report, the International Harvester and a Toyota RAV4 were at a stop sign. That's the farm vehicle, the International Harvester. He backed into an SUV when he was leaving the area. The driver of the RAV4 followed behind, honking and trying to get the tractor operator's attention. He admitted to police he was drinking before getting behind the wheel, and he was arrested. Then, after some time, I would guess, they released him. 17 minutes after being released, he was operating a tractor yet again on the roadway and got busted for a second DUI. Look at that. Lehevarasta on Twitch says, that must be a record. I don't see how you could beat it. It's really, really impressive to make a turnaround happen that fast. I wonder if he was in jail and he was telling the cops, like, you let me out of here, I'm just going to get back on that tractor. And he said, I'm going to do it drunk again. And they followed his ass and then, all right, we'll throw you right back in. Round and round we go. If you can pull it off a third time, that's a real feat.
I wonder if there's some sort of argument to say that, like, hey, they let him out too early. You know, when you are released on your own reconnaissance, you're supposed to be, like, not able to do that again, you would think. Because 17 minutes, there's no way he got, like, hammered that bad in 17 minutes, right?
I don't think you could actually pull it off. If you just, like, if I right now, if I grabbed a bottle of tequila and just started chugging I guess I could be drunk in 17 minutes, couldn't I?
Yeah, but
if I just grabbed it and started drinking out of the bottle, that would hit me.
It depends. Like, you know, if you've eaten breakfast, it goes right to your bloodstream. If you chug enough of it, it'll get, I mean, obviously a lot worse. Imagine he got caught 17 minutes later, and on that cop ride home, or, you know, back to jail, which he will call home again, he was getting drunker and drunker and drunker and drunker.
Yeah.
Blacked out by the time it gets his, re-mug shot. Do you use the same one if you have been in jail the day before?
Nope. Double up. You got to get a brand new one. And they can put them right in a row. So you got two in the photo gallery for the news website.
Now, the only thing more impressive, and I know I've brought this up on the show before, was the guy that did this, but did it in such a way that the second arrest was logged at the same time as the first one, because in between him getting arrested and then getting processed, released, and then caught drunk driving again, it had changed times for daylight saving time.
Yeah.
So
technically,
you know, he got he did it at like 12:04. Yeah, and then they rolled back the clocks again. And then he got arrested at 12:04 again.
You know what a nightmare that is? You get 2 DUIs. That's a nightmare. You are going to have to pay a bunch of fines. I think for 2 DUIs, you go to jail, ?
I believe so. And then, what is it, the third, you don't have a license anymore?
Third, each one, they take away your license for some period of time. But the second one, it's a long period of time.
I think what also is probably highly annoying about this is that when you get your first DUI, I think, knock on wood, have not had one. When you get your first one, there are some options. You know, there are some pre-trial diversions. There's some things to do to try and soften the blow it has on your record.
Because you're not habitual.
Right. But if you get 2 in the same day, those options just went, bye, see ya, not happening.
John the Lawn Guy says on the sheriff's report saying that my allegations were credible and sustaining them. He said, Sean, not all of us have the reach like you. We've been wronged, and after 4 years of fighting, we are done for. I don't see any way out other than quitting life. Well, you know, don't talk that way, number one. But I don't think this had anything to do with the fact that I'm on the radio, other than the investigation started because I talked about it on the show, and I may not have started it otherwise. And maybe they took it a little more serious. I don't know. I think that these folks were being honest with me when they said we're separate from the police and we try to look at these as fairly as we can. At least that's what I come off with. And I would just say, don't sit there and be doomer about it. If you are in a situation where you get wronged by law enforcement, bring it up with their superiors, bring it up with internal affairs, and chase after it. And don't be scared about the repercussions that you might get, because that's how they get away with what they get away with, because they don't think you're going to go through with filing a report. They don't think you're going to go in there and do an interview. They don't think you're going to do any of that stuff. So then asshole cops get to be asshole cops. And there certainly are some of them out there. And, again, not the majority of police, but seems to be something that is attracted to the profession in some way. Okay, let's go over to maybe one or two dispatches very quickly. Here's Phlebotomy is Me talking about arrest world records.
He should call Guinness and see if he can have a world record for that. And you never know. See if anybody could beat that.
Not going to happen.
Pop.
Yeah, Guinness doesn't do anything that is controversial like that. They stay away from all of those kind of records. So
I don't
that's
know.
not
Have you
gonna
seen
happen.
the people with the longest nails?
That should be a crime.
That is
My God.
very unhealthy, but also just disgusting. Imagine
I don't
how
know
many of
how-
those coffee table books have vomit on them.
I even look at Cardi B's nails and go, how do you even live your life with these things? It seems like
giving the
so
best back scratches of all time.
Like, you can't even scratch a back with those things because they're just straight and long. Like, you wouldn't even, and maybe you could like drag it down the back a little bit.
But when I see somebody who has nails like that, but also has a job where they have to type, like Cardi B probably doesn't do a whole lot of typing, right?
It would be hilarious looking though. Like, you got like the claws coming off and you're hitting the keys with them. I can see that. All right, when we come back to the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? There are bad songs, and then there are really bad songs that Pink will forever regret, thanks to SpongeBob. Drake started from the bottom, and now he's here, taking a break from music because of his bottom. Plus, your mother may suck in hell, but not at the box office. I got numbers for you and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the morning.
You gotta get it that caper, and the caper's basically like a telephone pole, right? And you gotta get that thing straight up. If you get it straight up and get your fingers under it, I know I can lift it. That's what she said, but I just can't get it
wrong
up.
with you describing this right.
The Monsters in the morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the low 80s. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds as we head throughout the afternoon, but dry skies do prevail. Overnight lows tonight will be in the mid-60s, and we're slightly warming but still dry on Tuesday before tropical moisture does return to the viewing area by later this week. I'm Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop Blindster today and save up to 50% over comparable blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
You wouldn't believe the week I've had. I've searched the summer villa and the weekend castle, but I can't seem to find my platinum opera glasses anywhere.
Those minor inconveniences. I myself have been overseeing the new addition to my dog's mansion. His spa wasn't spacious enough.
Truly, I can't even fathom such a thing. By the way, how did you come into such wealth?
My grandfather invented those tiny plastic tables in the center of pizza boxes. What about you?
Me? Oh, I sold my car to Algo.
Selling your car to Algo might not get you tiny tables and pizza box money, but it is the easiest way to get the most money for your car. We give you a guaranteed offer in minutes. Verify the condition of your vehicle with a quick phone call, and boom, the money is yours. Active car loan, we will still buy your car. And the best part is, we handle all the paperwork. It's simple. If you don't want the most money for your car, don't sell your car to Algo. And definitely don't visit algonation.com.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
At Rasmussen University, we're giving you the green light to earn your nursing or healthcare degree from a national leader in nursing education. It's your move. Get going at one of our 22 campuses or online at rasmussen.edu.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair Wednesday, October 11th, noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, located at 777 East Princeton Street in Orlando. Get more info at floridajobsnow.com.
Real Radio wants to provide you with a little holiday magic.
Holiday magic.
Holiday magic in the form of $1,000 13 times a day. Listen for the keyword to win $1,000 weekly from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then take that keyword and enter it on our website, realradio.fm. Whether you do it on your phone or your computer, we don't care. What we do care about is that you answer your phone from a number that you most likely will not recognize when they call back the winner, because that's how you get some
Holiday magic.
This contest sponsored locally by Mills Air.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992 right here in Central Florida. Over 30 years. They're not going anywhere. Carrier, factory authorized dealer, turn to the experts. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now up to $1,275 in rebates. Go to millsair.com.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream, bringing together internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. Get fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited Spectrum mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Spectrum One Stream. It's streaming simplified. Visit Spectrum.com or a Spectrum store for details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
next episode coming up in just a moment. All things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Hey, don't forget, if you miss any of the show, you can get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. It's ready for you each and every day, so you can hang out with us and see what's going on in the world, all things viral. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and subscribe now. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV. You can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
You can't see it. It's electric. You got it.
With Sabrina. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. And, of course, the Home Loans Radio Show. It is a new month upon us, and maybe you are considering buying your first dream home. Perhaps refinancing the dream home you already own. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you can trust by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
It was all of 38 years ago, 1985. This gal right here.
Yoko Ono.
That is right, but I'm going to let this continue.
Nobody should have let this continue.
Wait for it. Oh, yeah. It was in 1985, Yoko Ono dedicated a 2.5-acre garden memorial to John Lennon, imagine, in New York City's Central Park. The memorial's name? For 2 points.
Strawberry Fields?
That is correct.
Oh, nice.
2 points for Christopher Lane.
I've been there, too. Damn it.
Yeah.
And many of
There's always somebody like just hacking through Beatles songs in Strawberry Fields.
Out there with an acoustic guitar playing
How far
Beatles
is
songs.
it from like the main area in Central Park, or it's just like, do you know you're there when you're in Central Park? In Strawberry Fields.
Yeah,
Does it scream Beatles and John Lennon?
There's a plaque in the ground that says "Imagine" and it says John Lennon and like I said, you know you're there when like you just follow the sound of somebody with an acoustic guitar just singing "Hey Jude." You know,
I love that. And big numbers for this movie over the weekend.
No, Poltergeist?
No.
No, it's the other one. What's the other one? There's
Come
three
on.
of them.
Projectile vomit.
Oh, Exorcist.
The Exorcist is right. Exorcist Believer drove out all foes at the box office. They took possession of the box office with some big numbers. They didn't really have any competition because, remember, this was the film that was originally supposed to be released on the same day as Taylor Swift's new movie.
Yeah, so they moved it.
They did move it, and because of that, they had no major new releases to be up against. And now this latest resurrection of the demonic franchise brought in $27.2 million in North America in its opening weekend. That was more than the weekend take of the next three films combined.
Damn.
Well,
It's supposed to be terrible, too.
Oh, really?
I wonder,
I loved the trailer. I was like very much interested in it.
Okay, interesting. This is one of these split ones here. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes. The reviewers say 22%, but the audience says 59%, which 59%, I don't know how you guys view it, but I don't view 59% as too bad. I think that's still a good score.
Still give it a go. And I have to say, I was inspired by you and Courtney and what you guys are doing now, watching scary movies leading up to October 31st, also known as Halloween. So it restarted the Saw franchise.
Oh, nice.
Which, by the way, I saw
too much for me.
a little bit of a clip of, do you remember, did you watch any of them?
I've only seen the trailers. I've never seen one of them.
All right, so a little bit of a spoiler alert, but it was, I believe, the second Saw that one of the main characters gets thrown into a pit of needles.
Okay, of course, all right.
And I dove into some wormhole of how they recreated it. They said it took about 40 employees of the production, and about 120,000 needles, and 4 days for them to take off the actual needle and put in a fiber optic cable that looked like a needle, and that's how they recreated the entire thing. I found it to be very fascinating, and that scene is disgusting.
What is it? Is it like there's a guy named Jigsaw, right?
That's right.
And
I'm
then
thinking
Jigsaw,
that might be my Halloween costume this year.
Jigsaw just like tortures people for fun or something?
Yeah, I mean, there's more of a bigger story. Like, they were bad and they're learning their lessons.
Oh, okay.
And it's really graphic and fun. So back to The Exorcist, and they say it was reported a budget of $30 million in just a few days. The take for The Exorcist Believer was underwhelming after two companies paid $400 million in 2021 for the rights to the new trilogy.
Wow.
And last week's top film, the complete opposite, Paw Patrol, was a distant second with $11.8 million. So we shall see what is up next, my friends. And speaking of money, this gal right here banged James Franco.
Oh.
It rhymes with llama.
Lana Del Rey.
Lana Del Rey is right. And Lana Del Rey is now claiming, I don't know if there's any
She
stats.
banged James Franco?
I thought they were together. I thought they were together. If you could back that up before I spread lies. But she is spreading her money. She is now saying that she donated ticket sales from her latest U.S. tour back into the cities she played. And they're using a lot of quotes in this.
Well, he was good friends with her.
Okay.
And he said he fell in love with her, but I wasn't the kind of man she was looking for.
Right.
So there's something going on there between the two of them. Something.
She said, I just wanted to say thank you to you and just every city I've gone to before this. Every ticket, every dollar, it is poured right back into the city. She announced the tour's finale in Charleston, West Virginia. It's not about the money for me. I know that sounds cheesy, but I tour because I love it. I don't need to. I just love it. We're all about the places we've been to. Very generic.
You know, everybody says that, right? They all say, I tour because I love it. But does anybody just do a free tour? Does anybody like...
Even the Bruce Springsteen ones that were supposed to be like the cheapest tickets after the Ticketmaster debacle of 20, was it this year or late last year?
It's always, I think.
Now they're saying like single tickets are going for $10,000, and that's after it was postponed. Now, my favorite part, and I was trying to find the TikTok this morning, but it's lost. Should you find it in the future, let's replay it. But I guess during one of the spots on Lana Del Rey's tour, she stops the entire crowd and she's like, guys, I love that we're playing for a full moon tonight. And everyone in the crowd turns around. No full moon at all.
Okay.
No full moon whatsoever.
She didn't bother to check with the moon on that one beforehand? No? Okay.
What had happened was that she was going to be in Baltimore for a full moon 2 days later, and she thought she was already in Baltimore.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Almost like getting the city wrong, you know?
Oh, but then doubled down and tweeted out, thank you so much, Baltimore. I loved the full moon concert we had last night. And everyone from that previous city was like, hello, Lana, did anyone tell you no full moon and wrong city? Thank you so much. But all the money went back to that city, whatever.
I wonder if
which one
there's
it
ever
was.
been a study, there must have been, but it's probably a bunch of them, about does a full moon actually bring out a little more chaos? Like, does more bad stuff happen when it's a full moon, or is that just total nonsense?
I don't know if it's bad stuff, but something does change. I mean, if it can mess with the tides, why wouldn't it mess with people?
Well, my mom used to always say that stuff, be home earlier tonight.
There's a full moon
There's
out,
a
all the
full moon.
crazies.
Werewolves. Speaking of full moons, or at least butts, because when you pull your pants down, that's what they call it, right? That's
truly.
my segue. This guy right here, speaking of his bottom, Drake is right.
Oh, Drake, yes.
And Drake needs to take a break from music, apparently, and it says
Drake
it could
break.
last an entire year, or maybe even a little longer, because he has to deal with some stomach issues, which we all know translates to explosive diarrhea.
Probably. That doesn't sound good.
Now, he just released a new album, and I guess he was talking about it on... the quality of it sounds like it's a podcast. I just did not get any sort of podcast title in this article, but take it away, Drake.
How can I describe this album to you? I'll keep it short and sweet. Please don't ask me what I feel if you can't handle the real.
Right,
That's
right.
it. That's it.
That's
I
it.
apologize in advance. Maybe that's probably the alternate album title, too. You know, to all my exes, I'll tell you one thing. You know the value of every purse, but you definitely don't know the value of hard work.
Whoa.
God bless you all, though.
Shots fired.
I probably won't make music for a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I got some other things I need to do for some other people that I made promises to, but I probably won't make music for a little bit. I'm going to be real with you.
Now he's going to be real.
I need to focus on my health first and foremost.
Why?
And I'll talk about that soon enough.
Wait for
nothing
it.
crazy, but just like, you know, I want people to be healthy in life, and I've been having the craziest problems for years with my stomach. I'll just say what it is. Now I'm saying I was going to say it. I'll say it. So I need to focus on my health. And I need to get right.
Oh, just doing that to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson cranking in the background. Don't know why we did a podcast with Michael Jackson blaring in the background, but we did.
I love that
Because we can afford it.
I'm
That's
going to tell you guys soon enough, but by soon enough, I mean 10 seconds from now, and something to do with my stomach. He also came through for another fan at his show Friday night in Toronto. She held up a sign. All you need is signs these days.
It works, doesn't it?
Said, I just found out I have MS.
Oh, man.
Will you help me make my night? And Drake told her, I'm going to pay whatever it takes for you to get the best help in the world. I promise you that.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
I don't...
That's a Michael Scott if I ever heard one.
And then what?
Drake's tots.
All of a sudden, Drake starts getting
What's
the
the
bills
chant again?
Hey, Mr. Scott, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make a dreams come true.
One person Drake did not come through for was Rihanna in a song called Fear of Heights off his new album. He seems to be aiming his diss squarely at her, saying, the sex was average with you. And I mean, there's no way in hell. Have you seen Rihanna?
Yeah.
Also not coming through, apparently this group right here, big mad at Drake.
Oh, I know.
You might find a puppy there. That's male.
Pet Shop Boys.
That is correct. And Pet Shop Boys have accused Drake of interpolating their song West End Girls without credit or permission. And this is like always such murky waters, or maybe for me, I'm confused by. I didn't realize that you have to give credit even if you're not using the sample, if you're using a line but then changing the line. So like Beyonce's song a couple years ago was, she had mentioned like flipping the lights and turning her swag on. And then Soulja Boy got the credit for that top 40 platinum hit.
Yeah. So basically, if you're like referencing another song tongue in cheek in your song, that's still copyright.
But you
I
have
guess.
copyright for. So this is his line off of his song "All the Parties" on this new album. And the Pet Shop Boys wrote on their Instagram account saying, no credit given or permission requested. And this is Drizzy's take on the whole thing.
And it's
get to a lawsuit, but
Yeah,
is
you would
that all
think.
they can do at this point? Is like, hey, not fair, but
They could do both. I mean, you could.
you
you're-
think
Yeah,
that
you're,
doesn't like hurt the case in the future?
You know, for me personally, if I was a band and somebody did that, like Drake did it to a song that I had written, let's say Drake takes a Chasing Edmund lyric, you know,
Pick it up, pick it up.
and he works it into a song.
I don't even think you could copyright pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I think it's so
Too generic.
universal.
I would just be flattered, really. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is copyright. If it was like the melody or like stealing part of the song, I don't know. It just doesn't feel as bad.
Yeah. Well, this kind of feels bad, but a very interesting take. We lost a great over the weekend, and that is one of the characters. And when you look at the poster board for this show right here, he's the guy in the fourth row in the back.
Oh, the Expendables?
No, it's a TV show, and it's not CSI, but it has the same letters plus one in the beginning.
NCS?
Yeah.
NCIS.
NCIS is right. Sean gets the point. And
Yeah, lead him right there.
I took it.
a guy named David McCallum, he was on NCIS. He was a character named Dr. Donald Ducky Mallard.
What a name.
I'm surprised he didn't get sued for that. And he passed away over the weekend, and now all these facts are coming out about him, including that he is the reason why we get this very, very familiar intro to a very familiar song.
The next episode?
The next episode is right. It turns out This guy, David McCallum, who played Dr. Ducky on NCIS, created
a big world of remixes out there.
I remember what I had growing up. I had like on CD that Puff Daddy album that I'll Be Missing You was on, the like really big one that was huge for him. He had music videos every other song, and you read the liner notes, and every song had at least one sample, if not more. Even a track where all he does is speak, it's like contains a sample of Ave Maria, but you know.
That'd be a dope trap remix. On the boob tube, we have football, baby. Packers and Raiders. The Voice on NBC. The Price is Right at night. Son of a Critch on CW.
Yeah.
As well as Basketball Wives Orlando. Series premiere on Bravo tonight. Amy Poehler will be on Kimmel and You. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Son
When
of a
we come
Critch,
back.
huh?
That's such a terrible name.
Oh my
Son of a
gosh.
Critch, first season finale on the CW.
It's not even beginning? This is
No,
ending?
it's ending. Yeah, this is
That's
the
the
end
first
of
we
the
hear
Son
of
of a
it.
Critch. Well, when we come back, we got to get to, there is a slang word that they did a poll on, and a huge chunk of people had no idea what this was. The story was blown away. The journalist who wrote this story was blown away that people didn't know what this phrase meant. I didn't know what the hell the phrase meant, all right? I had never heard it before in my life. We'll see if you know it or if you've ever used this before. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 and a little
Holiday magic.
is just minutes away, and brought to you by Mills Air.
Watch out for an accident causing delays on Hiawassee Road northbound at Colonial Drive. There's slowdowns due to an accident on Forest City Road southbound near Riverside Park Drive. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue southbound before Holden Avenue. You can expect your regular delays on I-4. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between State Road 408 and Colonial Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Orlando Harley-Davidson. Visit OrlandoHarley.com.
Check the mail for Valpak, and you could be an instant winner. That's right. Tucked in with those coupons is your chance to win big. From cash and gift cards to attraction and concert tickets. Every month is something new with prizes for the whole family. Go ahead, open that blue envelope of savings to see if you won. Because with Valpak Instant Win, there's nothing to buy or do to cash in. Just thousands of real winners winning real prizes, no strings attached. No purchase necessary, void or prohibited. Prizes are randomly inserted. See specially marked Valpak envelopes for details.
It's time for the Fall Haul at Northern Tool and Equipment. Get your hands on tough tools at prices that are tough to ignore. Got plans? Cancel them. Trucks in the shop? Borrow someone else's. Don't like saving money? Right. So head to the Fall Haul at Northern Tool. Back up the truck for the season's biggest event and save on generators, power tools, trailers, and more. Shop in-store or at northerntool.com. We're made for this.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this week's Marketers Report,
we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10th.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Are you dealing with tooth pain? Don't suffer in silence. Advanced Endodontics is here to help. Our expert team offers state-of-the-art care and is dedicated to helping you find relief. We specialize in root canals and have 6 convenient locations throughout Central Florida. We partner with well-known companies who offer great financing options, and you don't need a referral to make an appointment. Visit IneedARootCanal.com today. Don't delay. That's IneedARootCanal.com and take the pain away.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance abuse crisis, 988 provides 24/7 compassionate support and connection to trained counselors. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. The Lifeline works. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Planning a DIY fence project, but you're not sure where to start? Consider Fence in a Box from Fence Outlet. They offer fixed prices that include all materials to complete a fence for an average 120-foot backyard. PVC, aluminum, wood. Learn more at FenceOutlet.com. License number C10252.
Mills Air is looking for experienced service techs. NATE certified is a plus, but not required. We have been in business for over 30 years right here in Central Florida. Great pay and benefits. Sign-on bonus depending on experience. Apply at millsair.com.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit? Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday Magic! Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Win. WIN. That's win. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
just a thing people said around where I was when I grew up. It's like these regional slang phrases and different things. I'll give you an example. One time I said that something had the radish, and Sabrina and Celine were like, what? What does that mean? I've never heard that before. And I didn't know until that moment, but it's like,
I think warts and all was the main one that you said to us that we were like,
Yeah, and I said fisticuffs, and you guys were blown away. But I'm like, that's what my parents said.
I don't think that's right.
Okay, wow. I'm trying to get involved.
This is one of those things where you just have things that are like regional, like phrases that people say. And if they say them outside of their area, people don't understand what they mean. And they broke this down into all the states and did this big like examination of things in a study that has been rolling out. And the one that they had from like most of these states, the slang, I had never heard of it before. Like I had never heard of this thing before. And the one from the state of Florida in particular, I was like, what? I've never heard this before. So I want to see if you guys will get any of these. I'll just toss them out there. The one that was most misunderstood in this investigation, 88% of the people they asked had no idea what this meant. In South Dakota, when they use the phrase taverns, what do you think they mean? What do you think they're referring to?
Like a pub of some sort, a building with food and drink that doesn't have windows.
What do you think, C-Lane?
I don't know about the windows part, but tavern, to me, I get pub vibes from.
All right, that's what most people said. The vast majority of people said a bar or a club. But in South Dakota, taverns means a sloppy Joe sandwich. That's what they call a sloppy Joe there. And wait till you hear the one from Florida.
Is there like, it almost sounds like there was a restaurant called Tavern that served a sloppy Joe, and it just became like what they called it.
There's got to be something like that. There's got to be some kind of tie-in. In Maine, one of the other very, very incorrect phrases that people could not get is in Maine when they use right out straight. What do you think they mean by that phrase in Maine? Right out straight. Never heard anybody say this in my life, for the record.
No, I mean, is there a sentence attached to it? It's like right out straight, go that way?
Sounds to me like you would say that if you were being like straight up with somebody. I'm going to be right out straight with you and just tell it to you like it is.
You guys are nailing what everybody said when they got it wrong. Telling the truth is what everybody thought right out straight meant in Maine, but it means being very busy. In New York, this one I can make sense of a little bit. The word grill in New York. What do you think that means?
Obviously a barbecue, Sean.
Not a barbecue. Nope. The phrase does not mean barbecue when you said in New York.
The word grill, like a grate you walk over?
No, a lot of people thought it meant to ask a lot of questions, but it meant staring rudely in the state of New York.
Oh, why are you grilling me?
This brings us to the one from Florida that I wanted to share with everybody. And when they said people didn't understand what it was, 60% of the people in Florida did not know what it meant. Have you guys ever heard, ever in your life, of the phrase Jiffy Feet?
No.
I have never heard a single person say the phrase Jiffy Feet in my entire life.
Are they dirty feet?
Yes, it's people who have dirty feet from not wearing shoes.
Yeah, I've heard a different term for that. I don't remember what it was like.
Nasty ass feet?
No, it was
just gross feet.
It was like Pickwick feet, Wick feet, something like that.
I don't know that one either. But I've never in my life heard anybody use that phrase, not once. But 40% of the people, they have heard of Jiffy Feet before. A bunch of people on chat are saying over on Twitch, dirty ass feet. Yep, I've heard of this. I never heard a person mention that in my entire life. And they have one for each state out there. It says, do you know what this slang means? Most people don't. Some of them, I bet, are real. One I liked was in Kentucky, when you use the phrase dirty bird, people thought it meant like a derogatory insult, but that's what they call KFC in Kentucky. They call it the dirty bird. And I was like, I like that one. We're going to go to you and your dispatches and work you into the show, see what you got on your mind in just a moment.
I had a Jamaican Uber driver over the weekend, and we got on the topic of that KFC there, and he was like, oh, yeah. Like, as soon as I mentioned it, He was like bringing him back home.
It's amazing to me that no one else has opened a place. Like, considering the numbers that one KFC gets, they don't
what
throw
we're talking
a Burger
about
King in there.
when we went to do the show in Jamaica for a week or whatever, we drove by in this bus we were on that was taking us to the resort. We drove by a KFC, and it was a big ass KFC. Like, it was huge, and this KFC was popping. I mean, it was the spot. And I think it was kind of just random middle of the day on a weekday kind of thing. I don't know what day it was, but it wasn't like a time when you would have thought it would have been crazy busy. But they said that it's like the most popular KFC on the planet, this place. And that would be a dirty bird, but I don't think they use that in Jamaica. I don't think they call it that there. Some very, very disturbing news coming in. I hate to switch from very lighthearted to very not so lighthearted. But they said Hamas is now saying, after all of this action going on between Hamas and Israel, we know, of course, over 100 people have been kidnapped, some of them from this rave, some of them just little kids, some of them elderly people, some of them from other cities that they went into, and they took these people and brought them back and kidnapped them. And Hamas says from now on, it will publicly execute a hostage every time a civilian in Gaza is hit by Israeli airstrikes. And they're saying, like, broadcast with audio and video. They're going to, like, put online a video of them killing these people that they've kidnapped from Israel one at a time.
Okay, question, and it's a little bit of a dark question. Not that I care to watch this, but what platform is going to just allow that streaming? Unless, did they have their own Hamas.gov?
I don't know if they have like a video sharing portion of their website, but they said from this hour on, we announced that every targeting of our safe people will be met with the execution of one of our enemy hostages, and we will broadcast this with audio and video. That's from the Al-Qassam Brigades, which is Hamas's military arm. You see, Hamas has like a military arm, and they have like a charity arm to confuse things up a little bit. And the military arm of Hamas is called the Al-Qassam Brigades. Those are the people who do this stuff. They're incredibly violent people, considered a terrorist by a lot of the Western world. And they were the ones who were responsible for this, like, paragliding in to all these spots and going into this rave at like 7 or 8 in the morning. And just, I'm hearing from some of the witnesses that were at that event about what happened. It's just terrible, man. It's really, really bad. And I see so many people. It's a very Twitter thing. This is not a real world thing. Other than the activists in New York and a couple other cities who were in support of this weekend. It's very much an online thing, but people are just openly supporting this. They're like, good, they deserve it. What you're doing now is akin to what happened during the Holocaust. The Holocaust is very similar to what you're calling for, because you want the extermination of a peoples and you're rooting it on. And that is, I mean, if you're trying to do it for like some based take on Twitter, good for you, I guess. But in the real world, where you actually care about people and don't want people to be slaughtered, it's disgusting, and it's absolutely shocking to most people that see this stuff going on. Can't see that anybody would ever support that, but here we go. Let's get into another dispatch here, or let's start it off with one. Tater Hog is talking about Jiffy Feet.
What up, junkies?
Hey!
Quick dispatch on the old Jiffy Feet. So I grew up on that term Jiffy Feet. From what I was told and understood, it means the bottom of your feet are obviously dirty but really black.
Yeah.
Like you walked into the Jiffy store, like a little convenience store, a little hood store on the corner where they don't sweep. So you go in there for 5 seconds and your feet come out, you know.
That's a dirty store,
dirty,
man.
Very dark.
We had Jiffy in my neighborhood.
Wiggle, pop, pop.
You had a Jiffy store in your neighborhood?
Yeah. I mean, really like early growing up, yeah.
I don't think I've ever even heard of one until now, but there's a bunch of people who have heard of this.
A whole bunch of people have been commenting on the Jiffy Feet, saying it was like back from just going to the Jiffy Mart, like the Jiffy store. Barefoot.
Is it like a redneck thing, or is it just like a general Florida thing?
It was a gas station that the one that was across from my neighborhood, and it just got bought up by a bigger gas station.
I want to hear from our friends in New York if they're familiar with the phrase from that state. And Texas, I don't know what the Texas one was. I don't even think they were in the. They didn't have a phrase that was up in the top 10 of this, at least. But But yeah, each of these states had something like that. And a good portion of people knew it. I just had never heard of that before. It looks like a lot of you have, though. Let's go over to Guitar Slinger, talking about Holiday Magic.
Yeah, just heard the promotion again for Holiday Magic. Holiday Magic! Is that the same guy who did the voice for Diet Dr. Pepper that was dressed like a white rhinestone cowboy that looked like Russell Brand?
Yeah.
You know, sweet! Sounds like the same guy.
How does that guy's name pop up on this show like at least once a year somehow? Justin Guarini. Nobody else mentioned it, and we always end up saying something about Justin Guarini.
One of my favorite commercial characters, though, was
the little guy.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, actually. B-Dob's Chillin' has a dispatch about skydiving. If you didn't hear the story this morning, insane. Some guy just fell from the sky. He was skydiving. Obviously, something went wrong and landed in somebody's backyard. And when I say landed, I mean he just plopped down with a force in somebody's backyard and died. B-Dobs has some details, I guess. Let's see.
Happy Monday, junkies.
Hey.
On the story you guys are talking about with Amy Kay regarding the skydiver, I don't know the specifics of this exact story, but to give you a little insight on parachutes and so on and so forth, every pack is rated for a certain weight. So depending on how much you weigh with a pack on, that's what chute you go with. Now, the reserve chutes are normally smaller, kind of one size, like C-Lane said, to basically save your life. If he had a medical emergency mid-air and didn't pull the initial chute, then most of the packs are rated to automatically deploy at 1,500 feet.
Oh, that's true.
And that will automatically shoot out your backup chute. It's kind
I think somebody else mentioned this earlier. If this guy, this poor guy, if he were to have had a heart attack right when he jumped out of the plane and never pulled his chute, then the reserve would have pulled. But if he's not doing anything to the reserve to slow him down at all or try to make it a safer landing, then he would just plop at a really fast speed into the ground. I think that's what he's saying.
on like a spring system. So it's like a 99.9% chance that secondary chute is going to open no matter what if you have a malfunction with your main chute.
Damn.
If he was unconscious or did have some kind of accident midair and that reserve chute deployed, he's going to be coming down a lot quicker by not using the toggles or anything else. And if you hit the ground, you get hit with enough force to, end your life.
God, poor guy. I feel for him. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, and Matthew emails, and he says about the fat meds. He's talking about Ozempic too. People getting fired up about this today.
Fatties.
Sup, junkies? I'm going through the medical fat camp myself as we speak. I literally just injected Zyostid into my belly. Zyostad?
Okay. So I only heard of Ozempic and what was the other?
Damn it. Wegovy. Yeah, those are the two big ones.
The gal that we had that emailed earlier in the show today mentioned one I've never heard of, and now we have 4 on the market.
See what this one is. It's XYOSTED. He says he's literally just injected this into his belly. I've been on the jab for a good 7 to 8 months now. I've lost 75 pounds and feel great.
Testosterone.
Oh, good for you. That's what it is? Aside from nauseous and vomiting the 24 hours after injection, I have no problems at all. It's really crazy. Your desire for food and appetite are the same. You just get full very quickly. For example, my traditional lunch order at McDonald's was a large nugget meal and a double cheese to wash it down. Oh, that's not how washing down works.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now I order a 6-piece and a small fry, and I can barely finish. I'm still a fat kid mentally and buy a double cheese, take one bite, and toss it. It's a strange way of living. So, he's used to buying the stuff that he normally ate, so he buys it, but then he just doesn't eat it anymore. I do feel bad for taking meds from those who need it, but if you ask me, that's not my fault. Make more, Big Pharma, WTF. It's not easy being 5'9" and 300 pounds. I've had a lifetime of heartache while I introduced all my skinny friends to girls who I brokered the deal. Then they get to take them back and start wrenching on them.
Oh, wow. You sound like a real charmer, buddy.
They're wrenching on those girls.
Yeah.
I'm tired of being a great friend. I want to be a great F. I'm embarrassed.
Maybe stop washing down your food with other food.
I'm embarrassed to say how many times I've cried in the car eating a cheeseburger. It's effed up. All jokes aside, I've lost my weight naturally once before. It took a good 5 years to be full-blown fat again. It's just not easy. My story is sad. I was a fat kid in kindergarten. Think about that. I have a 2-year-old boy, and I'll not allow him to suffer that life. I'm not pointing fingers, but I'm pretty sure a kindergarten doesn't feed himself. Parents need to do better and be held responsible. It's abuse, if you ask me. Unfortunately, my mom treated me like Eric Cartman and told everybody this is my baby and he loves cookies. Great. Welcome to the baseball team. Now go run. And then he finishes his email. I'm free for an interview. Text me if you have any questions.
Let's get him on the line.
Leaves his number. All right. Sorry about your luck there, man. That's tough. Yeah. I mean, we're seeing both sides of this Ozempic thing where the diabetic people who need it are getting angry that the fat people are taking it. And then the fat people are like, I need it.
Also seeing a bunch of headlines over the weekend that are like, this is leading to some serious stomach issues, which I feel like a good amount of people were wondering what's going to be the long-term effects, and it seems to be short-term effects of crapping yourself. So you might look great, but you still got poo-poo in your pants.
I think that there's just such an attraction, even though you say that, to the idea that weight loss is made so much easier. I think there's still going to be such a demand for it because it's closest thing to the miracle drug that everybody's always looking for. Like, let's be honest. I mean, how many of these diets pop out and then disappear the next year? And then we got a new one, the South Beach diet, Atkins sticks around always. And all of these work to some varying degree. But if you got a thing that's a silver bullet and they go, take these pills or take this injection and you're just not going to be as hungry anymore and you're naturally going to lose all this weight, that's sexy. Even if you say it has side effects, that's a really, really big draw for some people. I don't blame them for wanting to do it. Do I think it's cheating? Yes, I do think it's cheating. But that doesn't mean that cheating is just inherently wrong when it comes to weight loss. I think it's a shortcut. I think it's cheating, but it doesn't mean it's wrong. If it's the way that it gets you to a healthy place and then you keep that weight off, go for it. I think you should want to do that. Take care of yourself. Let's go over to, this is John talking about the Sloppy Joe thing.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Born and raised in South Dakota, nobody calls it a tavern. That's just dumb. We call them Sloppy Joes. Unless you're from East River, then you're just weird. But
tell me about it,
right?
Let me tell you what, those East River people are the weirdest. They are strange breed of folks. I don't know anything about them,
West
but I'm just
River,
going to
though.
go with John.
West
River, they're good. I like it over there. That's where all the cool stuff happens. When we come back, oh boy, we're running late. When we come back, we've got a story about a pilot to get into, and he's being accused of doing something with his plane that really is going to shock you, I think. And it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
If Twitter is imploding, we're going along for the ride. Join us at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Checking out some commotion this afternoon. There's an accident on the off-ramp from State Road 436 southbound to the Beach Line eastbound. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Avenue southbound before Holden Avenue. Expect delays due to an accident on Hiawassee Road northbound near Colonial Drive. Traveling on I-4, expect delays eastbound between Princeton Street and Robinson Street. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Let me take a wild guess. If you are a homeowner, I bet the last several months, 2, 3, 4 months maybe, have been some of the biggest electric bills you've seen in a long time. The power bill is sky high. Well, I'm going to tell you something about that, and maybe you don't know. And that is that your air conditioner, your HVAC unit, is like 70% of that power bill. Sometimes it's even more, especially if it's not working efficiently. That's where all of that money is coming from. That's where all those charges are coming from. So you got to make sure you have a really efficient AC. And sometimes if you get a new one, like one of these efficient carrier units, you could bring it way, way down. And Mills Air is there to help you with exactly this problem. Mills Air is a locally owned, family-owned and operated company. It's a fantastic company run by Leon Mills, who is a very good guy, who's been doing this since 1992 for over 30 years, helping people like you stay cool and not get ripped off. It's a lot of people who will take advantage out there, but they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer and get you really big rebates on one of those new Carrier units. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call at 407-277-1159 or find them online at millsair.com.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Hey guys, we're so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists.
And of course, the music. Relive the greatest moments from the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
You will not want to miss.
Starting tomorrow, streaming only on Hulu.
In today's Marketers Report, Kate Cronin, Chief Brand Officer of Moderna, weighs in on the speed of audio production.
In this day and age, and particularly at Moderna, where we have new information coming out on a regular basis, being able to feed that information to the audio format makes being nimble and pivoting easy, and that's what I really like about it.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Ow. Okay, it's all right. Let's just start over. And one, and oh.
Ballroom dancing is a lot like saving for retirement.
Okay, class. Switch up partners.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's way easier with someone who knows the right moves. With Fairwinds Credit Union as your dance partner, you can glide into financial freedom by saving more and planning for your future. Visit fairwinds.org/together and become a member today. Fairwinds. Financial freedom happens here. Federally insured by NCUA.
Did you suffer through 2022 with a terrible bathroom? You wanted to make that call to Rebath in Mid-Florida. You just couldn't do it. Well, make 2023 the year that you finally do pick up that phone and let these guys show you what they can do. And what they can do is amazing. Take a bathroom that you hate, it's old, it's out of date, doesn't look great, doesn't really complement your home, and turn that into a magical spa-like environment that you begin or end every day in, and it makes you super happy. Here's the great thing. They do this with their employees. They do it in just 4 to 6 days, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And guys, these products are simply amazing. Natural stone, travertine marble, all those beautiful colors. But it's the quality of the products that you've got to feel when you go to the showroom. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. Stop in, feel that quality, picture that in your house. That can happen. They're exceptionally good at it. Let them design a bathroom that you are going to love using their products, your ideas, their ideas. And next thing you know, their craftsmen will have it installed and you will love it. 2023 is the year that you get a new bathroom courtesy of Rebath. MidFLA.com.
Bank of America is the proud employer of over 210,000 teammates who go above and beyond to support their clients' financial goals. Like Bruno, a Better Money Habits volunteer champion who helps debt feel less scary by giving clients tips and tools to tackle it little by little. For all your financial goals, we're here to listen and help. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Hey, Florida. This is Pete from Repipe Specialists, Florida's #1 repipe expert. And I'm here with some important news. If pipes in your home are polybutylene, they're no longer an approved home water piping system. These inferior pipes create incredible damage, causing homeowner insurance policies to be canceled, leaving you with no other option but to repipe your home completely. And this extends to new policies as well. Floridians, if your pipes are polybutylene, call us today at 844-REPIPE-5 to schedule your free in-home estimate. That's 844-REPIPE-5. With over 60,000 complete home repipes and thousands of 5-star reviews, we'll expertly and seamlessly repipe your entire home in just 1 to 2 days. And our work is guaranteed for life. Plus, call 844-REPIPE-5 now, and for a limited time, you can save 20% and get 0 interest financing for 12 months on approved credit. If you live in Orlando, Tampa, or the surrounding area, you'll want to call us. Repipe Specialists at 844-REPIPE-5 or go to repipe.com now.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. Brought to you by BKD Tires, Great Clips, Circle K, and your local Ford dealer. You have to see it live, so don't miss it. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
I'm Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
And I'm Charlie Webster. The podcast Surviving El Chapo, the twins who brought down a drug lord, returns for a second season and picks right back up with Pete and Jay Flores taking their first steps on U.S. soil after turning themselves in to the U.S. government. Season 2 follows the twins through their time in prison and testifying in court against El Chapo.
Surviving El Chapo.
Listen to Season 2
on iHeartRadio app or wherever you get podcasts.
No payments until 2024 with approved credit. Visit nationstrucks.com right now.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Win. WIN. That's win. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may your efforts bear fruit.
Still buying tickets to go see Roger Waters of Pink Floyd. Like, why are people still going to this guy's show?
Why not?
He's a crazy dude. He does lots of stuff. Like one time he dressed up in the Nazi outfit and doing a whole like it was supposed to be an anti-Nazi thing.
I heard Pink Floyd first.
Yeah.
And then realized you said Roger Waters.
So Roger Waters is the dude who constantly is throwing out like all this political stuff at his concerts. And fine, like whatever. I don't expect that in my concerts. I want to come to hear your music. I don't really care what Roger Waters' political opinion is. I don't seem to be very, very authoritative in that field.
I think, and by now you should know that if you're getting tickets to Roger Waters, that's part of the experience.
Yeah, but check this out, C-Lane. It says, controversial Pink Floyd co-founder Roger Waters told his audience to F off at a gig he spent more than an hour reading from his biography, prompting some to walk out.
What a douche.
He goes on stage with his own biography and just starts reading for more than an hour. It says he spent an hour reading passages from his unpublished book from a laptop computer. The London Palladium gig had been billed as an evening where he would play the iconic Dark Side of the Moon album. Waters, 80, read out pages of notes about his pet, including a duck called Donald, which he discussed for 20 minutes, leaving audience members stunned. He said, if you want to tell stories, tell them in your own time, to your own audience, in your own effing theater. By the way, if you could show constraint and stop shouting again, because people were shouting during his reading of this. He also pretended to shoot the crowd with an imitation machine gun during his hit songs, The Flesh and Run Like Hell. Who wants to go to one of these shows? You imagine going to pay to go to a concert and the person just stands up there and reads their biography for an hour?
I hope they were cheap or a radio giveaway because that seems like a waste of everyone's time.
Even if they were free, I'd still feel ripped off. Just my time going to listen to an 80-year-old man read about his pets, a little Donald Duck dog or whatever he wants to tell me about.
I mean,
no, thank you.
I would be curious, and maybe because he's Roger Waters, he doesn't have, he's a little bit more protective over like what his contract, what his agreement with the venue is or the show. But like, I would think that a lot of bands, a lot of smaller bands, if they're playing a House of Blues and you get a ticket to see these guys at House of Blues, and then they just start reading the whole time, I think they're not like fulfilling whatever obligation they had. It was supposed to be a music show.
Yeah, because your expectations were that you were going to see this musician play the songs that you enjoy.
In fact, I think one of the guys that like is big into doing stuff like this, but like tells you about it, and I think they really, really tried to drive the point home before you bought the tickets, was when Henry Rollins went on a speaking tour.
Yeah.
And he went on a tour to perform spoken word, and it was like in all caps, this is not a concert. This is not, right. This is Henry Rollins. He is just going to be doing the spoken word thing. And it's because if not, you might buy the tickets and go, oh, what happened? I thought he was supposed to play music here. There's not what I signed up for.
Also, in Henry Rollins' case, he is actually somebody who's more rounded, I would say, for that role, because Roger Waters, he's in Pink Floyd, he's a musician, but Henry Rollins has done spoken word. He's done a lot of television where he talks about history and politics. So you could see him doing that. And then he's going further along with things to let people know, hey, 100%, here's what you should expect. Everybody who went there thought they were going to see the dark side of the moon with Roger Waters. They heard a guy read a book.
At his age, too, it's like, aren't you just tired, man? Just go make your paycheck and perform the songs. Like, we don't have to make headlines. Enjoy this semi-retirement.
Yeah,
be happy.
right.
He seems like just stressed out all the time, or just a colossal narcissist.
And I saw, though, our friend Tom from Tom and Dan. He
Nice
went
guy.
to, over the weekend, I guess. I don't know when I saw this. He went to see Willie Nelson.
Oh, yeah, the Outlander tour, I believe it was.
He either said Willie Nelson was 80 or 90.
He's in his 90s, I believe.
90 years old, still performing on the stage in front of people.
90.
That is just wild. And he's not doing the same stuff. Willie Nelson ain't reading some Willie Nelson book. Willie Nelson's just enjoying his life. Enjoying being Willie Nelson. He loves that. And he's lived a fantastic life, one would think. But that would have been something to see. I got this story about this pilot who is now in trouble for doing something very, very creepy. You wouldn't think you'd get in trouble in your plane for this, but actually he did. I'm going to move that tease into the beginning of jury duty, which we'll do in just a bit. Plus, Gavin Newsom from California is really just a fun sucker today. He is really ruining all the cool things that could have been. What's going on? I'll let you know. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
So we no longer have our blue check mark.
Actually, it was a white check mark surrounded by blue.
Don't be that guy.
Okay.
We're still at Real Radio 1041 on Twitter, powered by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Huey Magoo's Chicken Tenders.
The Niners solidified their contender status after blowing out the hapless Cowboys in prime time. San Francisco proved again why they're a million miles ahead of Dallas. They're better at quarterback, head coach, scheme, and roster. Brock Purdy's cheaper and makes all the right decisions. Dak at this point feels a little overpaid. Now the Niners have a big leg up in the NFC race. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Love chicken tenders? Well, you are in luck because Huey Magoo's is right here in your neighborhood. And with grilled, hand-breaded, and sauce tenders, Huey Magoo's has something for every chicken tender fan. Visit HueyMagoo's.com to find a store near you.
Family owned and operated since 1969, Nations Trucks has earned their reputation as Central Florida's most trusted used truck dealer. So take your pick from the largest selection of the highest quality, lowest price pre-owned trucks in all of Florida. Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, Nations Trucks has got them all. Work trucks, lifted trucks, diesels, 4x4s. They got it for you. And with approved credit, you're not going to make any payments on those trucks until 2024. Till next year. So what are you waiting for? It's time to visit nationstrucks.com and check out their inventory of badass trucks, or just go on down, see them in person in Sanford on 1792, just 1 mile south of Lake Murray Boulevard, and let them know Sealand from the News Junkie sent you.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You have allergies and you need relief, but you're tired of taking over-the-counter meds. Maybe you've thought, I don't have time to deal with it, and is there really a better solution out there? We've got you covered. And trust me when I say it's easier than you think. The most common thing we hear, I wish I would have come sooner. Set an appointment today with Aspire Allergy and Sinus and say goodbye to allergies. For good, go to AspireAllergy.com to book your appointment. That's AspireAllergy.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Do you have information about a violent crime? Help solve crimes with your anonymous tips at crimeline.org. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your tips make a difference. Say it here. It's anonymous at crimeline.org. Paid by CSTF.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here. As a parent, of course, nobody wants to see their child start having vision problems at only 18 years old. But that's exactly what happened with my son. With his active lifestyle, glasses and contacts were not going to work. That's why I suggested the Filatowski Eye Institute. They have the latest state-of-the-art technology, minimally invasive, fast recovery times. Simply text 1041 to 868686. Schedule that appointment today. Find out what these guys can do for you. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing. Text 1041 to 868686 and let the Filatowski Eye Institute get you started on a path to better vision today.
The annoying runny nose, the constant sneezing, the itchiness, and battle just to catch your breath. If you suffer from seasonal allergies, sinusitis, or nagging sinus congestion, there's a natural, easy-to-use solution that can help provide fast, drug-free relief. It's called Navage, and it uses powered suction to rinse your nasal passages in seconds. Millions of people use Navage daily to help provide relief from seasonal allergies and sinus congestion. Medications treat the symptoms, but Navage treats the problem at the source, flushing out the allergens and pollen trapped in your nose. Navage also helps wash out airborne bacteria, dust, dirt, and viruses quickly and painlessly so you can get back to breathing clearly again. Say goodbye to sinus suffering and hello to better breathing with Navage. Navage is available at Walmart, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Rite Aid, and online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
Escape with the best stories of the year on Audible. Hear celebrity memoirs, mysteries, true crime, sci-fi, and more. Ignite your imagination with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
This hour of iHeartRadio brought to you by the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair coming Wednesday, October 11th to the Orlando Science Center. Get more info at fljobsnow.com.
Oh man, there's so many angry people out there. I didn't tell you guys about this. Courtney and I went this weekend to Universal Studios. We actually went to Islands of Adventure because we got those passes back.
Nice.
And when we get there, there's I'm sure you both have been there. There's like a restaurant when you first go in on the right-hand side. You could buy alcohol there. Like you can get there's a bar where you can get drinks and stuff.
Right at the port of entry.
Yeah, and so we go in there, and we're sitting, and Courtney wanted to get this, like, rum punch thing or something. It was so good. And as we're sitting there, I almost intervened. Like, I almost got myself involved because I see this guy who is yelling at this woman. And everybody's paying attention because he's yelling loud at this woman, and he clearly doesn't know her. And what had happened, I guess, this is what I surmised from what was going on in this bar, was that his whole family was trying to walk out of the restaurant, and she was trying to walk into the restaurant. And she didn't let his whole family escape the restaurant before she went in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, maybe
Right.
like half
Was she
of the family
holding the
went.
door? Somebody holding the door?
I don't know if anybody's holding the door, but like two of the family members go through, and then she went in, and then the other two family members went afterwards. And this guy was so pissed off by this that he goes, are you always this rude that you don't allow people to exit before you enter the restaurant? And he goes, tell me why you're doing this. Why did you do this? Why are you this rude?
God.
And
Now
why
holding
would you-
everyone else up.
Oh, yeah, and everybody's listening to this guy, like, berate this woman. And I'm thinking, buddy, you're in a theme park, man. You're with your family enjoying it. Is this worth it for you?
Oh, I'm sure he yells at his entire family throughout the day.
That's red flag city, man, if somebody's willing to do that. And the second time he did it, I looked over and I was like, what's going on? Because I don't know. I don't know exactly what was happening at first. But the point where I heard him say, do you always do this? Are you always this rude to people that you won't let their family exit before you go into the restaurant? And the woman's like not saying anything and really scared. And so I thought to myself, I was like, if he says something again, I might tell him to, piss off and get the hell out of here. But he just left after that. And I was just thinking, why are these people so on edge? This demand for respect at all encounters and in all ways is so weird to me. Like, you've disrespected my family by entering the restaurant. Mind you, this lady doesn't know who's part of your family, who's not part of your family. She's simply trying to go into a restaurant while you're trying to go out. Well, you can't let that go. You can't, like, there's so many things that happen every day, like little human interactions where people just don't seem to be able to let them go. Like, yeah, somebody cut you off in traffic. Chill out. Let's not massacre them, right? Let's not like get into a road rage incident here. Just let it go. Let that one go. This one you could just let go and go past you. Watching him do that, and it's like in public, right? With all these people around. And the thing that was nice was the moment he left, everybody, the bartenders and all were like, wow, that guy was a jackass. Sorry he was talking to you like that. The woman was just confused. And then next thing I saw, the woman's husband comes over, and I go, uh-oh, and I see her talking in his ear, and I go, uh-oh, she's going to tell him that a guy just yelled at her.
Is he a large man?
Finding the dude.
Yeah, it was not far away. It was pretty quick that her husband then came over, and he didn't know what was going on, and I see her explain it to him. I go, Let me tell you, if that was me, I would not be happy about that. But then I'd go, do I want to do the same thing? Do I want to be just as bad as this guy is? Or do you let it go? And it's like, so there's this really weird demand from so many people right now for this respect. And, you just deserve it blindly, give respect to everybody. And if you dare do anything that seems like it was disrespectful, we're going to make a huge scene out of it in public. Like, wow, my God, chill out, dude. Relax a little bit. All right, let's get into it. Here goes nothing. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
I bring all that up to tell you a story about a pilot who just got arrested, and he couldn't let it go. Wait until you hear this. Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. It's 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. After you get into an accident, there are many different attorneys that you could go to, but a lot of them aren't going to give you any attention. They're not going to listen to you tell your story. They're just going to put you into the system and then try to settle as fast as they can in some boiler room full of salespeople. You deserve better than that. And you're bringing something to these law firms. You're bringing your case to them. 866-CALL-MO or go to justcallmo.com. All right, guys, check this out because this story is insane. I want you to picture yourself in this story, all right? A pilot was charged on Friday with threatening a young girl days after he was arrested for using a single-engine Cessna plane to stalk her mother for more than 4 years.
What?
That alone sounds crazy, right? Like he's stalking a woman with his plane?
But it wasn't until he threatened the daughter that he got caught?
Yes, it gets interesting here. They said, it's a nightmare. He's terrorized my family, and we've been so afraid. This is Cassie Willows, 42 years old. All these years, he has been winning because nobody would do anything until now. So here's what this guy was doing. This guy who couldn't just let it go. Michael Arnold, 65, allegedly flew his plane over this woman's home in New York multiple times a week, so low that the windows rattled and the roof shook. All of this as her husband was dying in the house of colon cancer. I didn't know if he'd fly into our home. I didn't know what he was capable of. I thought, what if he shoots me? She complained over and over to the FAA, to the New York State Police. Nobody listened to this woman. He's been arrested at least 5 times for the aerial torment, but nothing has deterred him. On Friday, Saratoga County Sheriff's Deputy Nikki Volger slapped Arnold in cuffs on criminal contempt charges outside the town's local grocery store after allegedly tying him to a Facebook account, which he used to threaten the woman's daughter. And he said, change your wicked ways, girls. Karma is a wonderful thing. Your daughter will be next. You will see them all die before you.
Wow, man.
This dude is so crazy that he's taking his private plane, his Cessna plane, and he's dive bombing this woman's house over and over and over again. So the walls rattle and everything shakes around because the plane is flying overhead.
Is that not something that comes up? Like, is this a weird, put it on the Mo list, but in the Mo pilot list? Like, they would know. The tower would know. Any surrounding FAA would be like, hey, you're going too low. They would notice that he's using his plane improperly. Would they not?
Sealand, what do you know about this? Is there like FAA rules that you can't fly right over people's houses that you know of?
Pretty sure that there's limits on that. But it might depend on what kind of area you're in, because I know that they had, remember that story we had about the plane, the small Cessna that went on like the longest flight ever. Mm-hmm. It was like a couple days long or something like that, and they kept refueling it from a truck, so that had to get really, really low.
Right.
But like in a neighborhood like that, also he dumped tomatoes on her home. That's a definite no-no.
Right,
Like,
that's definitely a crime.
You can't just like drop stuff from planes. So I don't see why they didn't try to go after his pilot's license.
Yeah, it just feels like there's a lot of crimes that were committed here. And of course, he has been charged with some stuff right now. MFQ says that actually sounds like domestic terrorism. Just imagine that. He's buzzing over this person's house to scare them, to bother them. Her husband is dying of cancer inside. She's got a daughter there. He's threatening the daughter, too. God knows what started this whole thing. But this is just...
I wonder if they're maybe under-sentencing this guy, because he's been arrested a handful of times. At one point, he posted a $5,000 bond, and they gave him a restraining order from his own airplane. He was ordered not to go within 300 feet of his plane.
Wow.
I was wondering if maybe he was using the plane to get around a restraining order, that this lady might have against him. Like,
but have you ever heard of that before? A restraining order from a thing as opposed to a person? I don't think I've ever heard of that before. So he had a restraining order against his plane, meaning
maybe if the thing was like a building, like a restraining order from a place.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
But that's more of a trespass order.
What else does it say there?
Let's see. He was keeping his plane. It was to serve with a temporary restraining order in the summer. And they saw him flying over her home September 28th. She called the police, and the FAA found the plane in Bennington. That's just, it's at what point are you able to just take the guy's pilot's license or not clear him to take off?
Yeah, this thing bothers me because I think we need to tighten things down a bit, maybe on harassment. And I'm not so much talking about online harassment in a world where you could log off. I'm talking about real world harassment where you go, well, the guy didn't commit a crime yet. And I go, he's dive bombing her house and he's throwing tomatoes at his house
from a plane.
What a
psychopath.
The guy's a lunatic. He's obviously harassing these people. Tell him to stay away from them. Tell him to stay away from the airplane. And if he does it, arrest him for longer every single time. This whole law and order thing could be spread to many different places. Like, clearly there's no justice for this poor woman that he's harassing. Holy cow, man. That's pretty wild. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Then I'll tell you the fun sucking that Gavin Newsom has been up to in California.
No.
They were so close. They were right there on the finish line and took it away from him. And a guy that's really not doing well right now because he had a desperate desire to go viral and he did something to his body that he's not even regretting for some reason, but we'll tell you about that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
3 general managers, 5 midday shows, and 1 corporate bankruptcy. Restructuring. Celebrating 30 years of Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for keeping the dream alive over 3 decades.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heading through the city this afternoon, you could expect a lazy eastbound between Anderson Street and Colonial Drive. There's a multi-vehicle crash on I-95 heading northbound near LPGA Boulevard. Traffic is backed up to US 192. The right lane is blocked due to an accident on I-4 eastbound before CR 46A. And the left lane is blocked due to an accident on Colonial Drive eastbound at Fairville Road. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
It's the Bedhead Sale at Mattress Warehouse. Come in with your best or worst bedhead and save up to 50% on any mattress. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or a mattress warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Check the mail for Valpak, and you could be an instant winner. That's right. Tucked in with those coupons is your chance to win big. From cash and gift cards to attraction and concert tickets, every month is something new with prizes for the whole family. Go ahead, open that blue envelope of savings to see if you won. Because with Valpak Instant Win, there's nothing to buy or do to cash in. Just thousands of real winners winning real prizes, no strings attached. No purchase necessary, void or prohibited. Prizes are randomly inserted. See specially marked Valpak envelopes for details.
The next generation of streaming is here. Introducing Spectrum One Stream, bringing together internet, advanced Wi-Fi, mobile, and now TV with the all-new Xumo Stream Box. Get fast and reliable internet for $49.99 a month, free advanced Wi-Fi, a free unlimited Spectrum mobile line, and a free Xumo Stream Box when you add Spectrum TV. Spectrum One Stream. It's streaming simplified. Visit Spectrum.com or a Spectrum store for details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey, we're opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
Hi, welcome to the IKEA storage event.
Hi, thanks.
Whether you're looking to get the kids' toys or your closet organized, we're here to help with advice and tons of savings through October 10th.
Can you help me find all my lost socks?
We'll help you to organize them so you don't lose them at all.
Wow.
Visit us in store for lots of savings, plus home furnishing storage workshops and more the weekend of October 7th. Learn more at IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event. Offer valid 9/27 to 10/10 in the U.S. Discount applied proportionally across items purchased as shown on receipt. See store and IKEA-USA.com/IKEA storage event for complete terms. Exclusions apply.
It's hot. We all know that. Have you noticed your power bill is skyrocketing? The current cost of energy is the highest it's ever been, and it's probably going to just keep getting higher. Solar Source can change that for you. I recently took the plunge with Solar Source with my pool heater, and man, it's been a game changer. I love working with Solar Source. Solar Source has nearly 40 years in the business. They bring the power of the sun to over 6,000 Central Florida homes since 1984. Mine and my mom's and my sister's included. Solar Source makes it easy with a free estimate. Monster listeners, they have an online tool that lets you get your own solar estimate in just 30 seconds. No pressure, no salesman, just the facts. You can harness your own power and stop wasting thousands of dollars every year renting your electricity at higher and higher prices. Visit solarsource.com/monsters and see how easy it is to get your instant hassle-free quote. Solar Source, the most trusted name in solar. solarsource.com/monsters.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
They are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial Pound Law. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Holiday magic. Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Hey, we'll get to you, your dispatches. Join us on the show. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. This thing is just going to get messier and messier in Gaza and Israel. Just real quick to bring into what's happening here. There's a lot of stuff going down. And I'm going to try to cover this like I do with everything. Just I'm telling you what's happening, and I'm telling you what's going on out there and reading through the tea leaves as best as I can. But they said Palestinians are praising Hamas for their unprecedented offensive against occupier Israel as pro-Palestine protests are held worldwide. These are the people who are in support of these attacks. They said it will take years for Israel to come to terms with it. We hope that it will be a lesson to the extremists. We also hope that it will be a lesson to the Arab normalizers who believe the Palestinian cause can be sidelined. So you have very, very radical extremist people in Palestine who don't even view the Israeli Jews as human beings, who openly would like to just exterminate these people if they had the power and abilities to do so, and showed that in these attacks. Then you have Israel, who's now going back against Palestine for these attacks. And Israel has cut off all water, all electricity, all shipments, all of that to the people who live in these areas, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. So those folks don't have power, they don't have electricity, they don't have water, they don't have any of those stuff. They can't go anywhere because the border is completely closed down. So they're trapped on a small piece of land where they're just bombarding this thing with missiles and bombs and everything else that they want to throw at them. And they're living in abject misery, at least for, I don't know, who knows, months? Who knows how long this stuff is going to last? So those are the realities of this situation when you look at it. And they had CNN just moments ago. The reporter Clarissa Ward, I think, was trying to do a report. Look, she's on the ground here in the middle of this report, and they're like shooting at her or something.
Clarissa is on the ground right now. Clarissa,
let's go live to her.
Stand by.
Hi, John. So forgive me, I have a slightly unelegant position, but we have just had a massive barrage of rockets coming in here, not too far from us. So we have...
You know, I don't get this. Why? This is war porn, is what this is. You got a reporter out there who just ducked a bunch of missiles, a barrage of missiles. And this reporter who ducked these missiles is now like immediately brought on CNN for the footage of it all. That seems terrible.
It does, but I mean, that's
what they
their
do.
Calling, man.
Yep,
like
that's what they do.
Or photographer from years ago. I mean, before he was taking pictures of us holding newspapers, he was in the middle of that too. And it was just like the passion of journalism, what the people need to see how bad this is. I mean, the woman that you're talking about is on CNN right now on a balcony, fortunately, but still in her bulletproof vest.
She's safe then, at least from this incursion that happened here. I mean, she's right there. She's on the border, and she was reporting like on the ground with all these people around her.
Shelter here by the roadside. We're just about 5 minutes away. Gaza is in that direction. We can hear now a lot of jets in the sky. We could also hear the Iron Dome intercepting.
Now, for those of you who don't know, when they talk about the Iron Dome over the top of Israel, there's no physical actual dome, quite obviously, but they have this multi-billion-dollar system that they have built as a defense mechanism in Israel. And anytime it senses an incoming rocket from anywhere, they can usually shoot those down with defensive rockets. So they knock them out of the sky. However, from time to time, things do still get through because Hamas is not just shooting at like an Israeli military position. Hamas is shooting at Tel Aviv, at wherever they can, at these other major cities. They're shooting at civilians. They're trying to hit apartment buildings. That's the stuff they're going for. That's why there is a difference between the two sides in this case. The IDF has instructed Israeli citizens to prepare for a 3-day stay. These are folks in Israel. Everybody in Israel should prepare for a 3-day stay in your bomb shelters or secure rooms. Ensure that you have enough food, water, and battery-run devices in case power is down. This is a clear indication of imminent escalation into a larger war, they say. Just a mess for all human beings involved in this with very, very extremist rhetoric floating around. So there's that. All right, now I wanted to get into Gavin Newsom being a fun sucker because they worked this all the way through the system, and the California governor now shoots down their effort with a veto.
Oh, no.
And
what was it?
Bill,
drugs?
The legislation that passed was going to decriminalize the possession and personal use of psychedelic mushrooms and also DMT and mescaline. It would have made all of those legal. And it went through the whole system. It got the vote. It got everything.
I think that would have gone well.
And I don't know. I don't think it would have gone well, but they voted for it. It went through. It was passed through their assemblies and such. And
imagine you're a person who enjoys mushrooms occasionly, or you're maybe a microdosing kind of person. There's a lot of that going around now. And you hear that the lawmakers, the muckety mucks, have proposed a law that make the personal possession and use of mushrooms legal. And you're like, oh, that sounds great. That is very promising. And they're like, we also added mescaline and DMT. And you're like, son of a bitch, can we not get anything right?
The legislation was vetoed. It would have allowed those under 20 or 21 and over, to possess a psilocybin, the hallucinogenic component in what's known as psychedelic mushrooms. It also would have covered DMT and mescaline. The bill would not have legalized the sale of the substances and would have barred any possession of the substances on school grounds. Instead, it would have ensured people are not arrested nor prosecuted for possessing limited amounts of plant-based hallucinogens. I'm kind of for it on the magic mushroom side, because like if I see some guy who's at a festival, let's say Bonnaroo, right? Some guy's at Bonnaroo and he's got like a bag in his pocket with 3 mushrooms in it, and he ate one of the mushrooms and he's just tripping out listening to his favorite band or something. I don't think that guy's a criminal. I don't think that guy should go to jail. I don't think that person should be prosecuted. I don't know about this on a widespread scale, though. Like, I don't know. You're going to have crazies running around on mescaline, just making the city wild. It's not going to happen at all because the governor has vetoed that bill. And he vetoed another bill, too. This other one that was just about to go through would have made condoms available to all high school students at public high schools.
Well, that'd be helpful.
And he said that this would have been unfunded. It would have mandated all students in grade 9 through 12 have access to free condoms at a minimum of 2 locations on public school grounds, while prohibiting stores from refusing sales of non-prescription contraception based on age. I don't think that stores can do that. I don't think that stores can not sell condoms to somebody based on age.
I always thought that when it came to contraceptive, even though some of them will be behind like a glass lock and key, but you still should be able to sell that. Plan B might be different.
Well, I know this. I'm just going to be real here. When you were younger, if a place had condoms and you were going to buy some, it was always like an awkward thing. And you were like, oh, God, do I want to go in there and buy condoms? And when you're an adult, you don't care about that at all. You're just like, whatever. Here, I'll take these condoms, please. I don't think any of this stuff should be funneled through the school. I don't know why we keep going to the school to do things like this.
So that's where they're all finding people to bang, Sean.
Yeah, but they're not banging them at school. Hopefully, most of them aren't banging people at school.
Yeah, they are.
They're having sex at school?
Yes, absolutely.
I never had sex at school.
That's
I didn't know that.
on you, but I think
I've never had sex at school.
Oh, listen, I'm not. It's not a crazy. Please, anyone who's had sex at school, which is a very big amount of people. Like if you live with your parents,
big amount of people,
a large amount of people. It's a majority of people.
I'm not tackling your use of the word "big" there. I'm tackling. You think that it's a large percentage of people that have had sex at school.
I do believe that.
You did say the word majority. You think the majority of people have had sex at
that
school?
Are sexually active high school students are having sex with each other while at school. If not in the parking lot at school. If not right by school.
I think that's an insanely rare situation, but we'll see what people say. I just think that the school shouldn't be, involved in this. The kids can go out and get condoms. Kids can go to Planned Parenthood and get condoms. They have a bowl in Planned Parenthood. Go in there and grab some condoms. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Put it at the school seems a little weird, but they said that's not going to be pushed through. Gavin Newsom vetoed that bill as well. The kids wanted condoms and the adults wanted mushrooms. And guess who gets something? Nobody. Nobody gets anything. Both vetoed and shot down by the governor of California. Amy says, in my middle school, they caught several in the restroom. In a middle school? Good God. Laheva Rasta says, a lot of kids are having sex at school these days. I refuse to believe that this is a popular thing. I can't remember a single time in middle school or high school where anybody was rumored to be like having sex at school. They're definitely having sex, even in middle school and high school, but it would be like, either at one of the other's houses, or maybe there's a party. That would be a big thing. Somebody had a house party and somebody went up in a room. That kind of stuff happened all the time. Eric F. says, I was having sex and a teacher walked by during a dance. That could have been very awkward. She said hi and kept on going. Well, that was nice of her to give you that. All right, let's go to a couple of dispatches. Let's see what people have to say. You got to have something on your mind, I'm sure. And here we go. Here is Keyed Up with a dispatch about theme parks.
What's up, news junkies?
Hey!
I have to agree with that thing that happened at the theme park. It's really uncalled for. I mean, like, how do you know who's together with who? But had this almost a similar situation happen to me over the weekend at a theme park, where other people were trying to join their party, and instead of just asking me if they could get by to get to their family, they pushed me out of the way, and then they gave me a dirty look when I questioned why they pushed me out of the way. So I think it's just common decency. That's all we want.
Imagine that.
We want to be treated like a person, and not just by like, oh well, I paid so much to get in the theme park. I'm more important than you. We all paid the same. It's not a difference of that. I think people are just not respectful to other people, and
but this is not some grave injustice, Keyed Up. If the woman cuts through while your family is exiting and only half your family got out and then she went in and then the rest of your family got out, like, that's not some grave injustice. It's just a thing that happened, and you just keep going and you move on with your life. You making it a point to yell at the poor lady is far worse than the transgression that she supposedly did to you, right? Like, you yelling at this person like they're a child in public. I think that's worse. Here's Swali. Says, I never agreed with Sabrina until now, they say. Oh, hold on. I got to reload this so I can get that dispatch in. Here is Swali. Lots of people dispatching right now.
Okay, rarely do I agree with Sabrina, but yeah. If you're sexually active, you're definitely doing it around school, in your car, in the parking lot, in around school. You're definitely doing it around there. There's
definitely, he says. All right. He's fully on board with this. Here is Grounds Guys talking about condoms at school.
Hey, Sean, as far as access to the condoms in schools, I understand where you're coming from because you want to pretend all the kids are angels. Not really.
I do the opposite.
But look at it this way. If they don't have driver's licenses, especially in Florida, take this to Florida, how are you going to get there? Because most kids are on bikes or whatever, and I know you say Uber, but young kids aren't driving around on Uber everywhere. And they're just trying to make it where the kids can get to it to try to limit accidents. It's a
weird.
double-edged sword, I agree, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I just think the school's role, and I know this is a radical idea, just radical idea. I think the school's role should be to teach kids about like math, science, and history. And all of the stuff that you need to learn, actual stuff that you need to learn, like real life lessons and how to do things that seem simplistic to all the rest of us. Like,
I mean, life lessons could include safe sex for sure.
I'm fine. I'm fine with schools offering sexual education for the kids. I think that's good for them to do. Maybe they don't get that lesson at home. I just think it's odd for them to distribute condoms to kids. I think that's weird. Schools should be a place where you go to learn about important things that, you know, you will need to be successful in life. And I don't know that I buy this idea that it's like very, very hard to get condoms. At least I didn't experience that it was really hard to get condoms when I was younger. I didn't necessarily use them.
Yeah.
As is evidenced by my son, who's now in his 20s. But I didn't find it hard to get them if I wanted them. We all do different things, though.
I found it hard to get someone to use them with me.
Lots of experience with them, just not with others present.
Great balloon animals.
Here's the drunken mailman talking about this.
Hey, news junkies. Happy to start of the next new week. Hey, speaking about condoms, man. When I was a kid, you know, high school and, you know, between the age of 14 and 18, I would steal condoms, man, because I was embarrassed to buy them, you know, honestly. You know, I'd go into the store and I would, you know, go into that aisle and I would just try to casually, you know, open the box, take the condoms out.
You put other stuff with it?
You know, try to slyly stick them in my pocket.
Oh, he's stealing them.
And then put that empty box back on the shelf. I mean, it sounds stupid, but, you know, for some reason, you know, I was just embarrassed. I wanted to rather steal them.
I agree. We should get rid of that stigma. We should make it so there's no stigma around safe sex and teenagers. If they go into a store and buy a condom, you don't make it weird for them.
I mean, I think part of that is the fact that a lot of school districts are not even allowed to teach about safe sex. They have to tell you not to do it.
Right. Like abstinence doesn't work, obviously. I'm not for that. I am for sex education. I just think there's all kinds of stuff that's being injected into the schools where it's like all these kids are doing horrible academically, and we've lost our focus here. Maybe we need to make sure that they're passing the test, that they're learning all these skills, and all of those things seem more important to me. Tanya says there's a lot of unplanned babies that the schools are stopping. Many parents won't get them for the students, or they can't afford them. They can't afford condoms. So I think it's a great idea to have them provided for them. Somebody also said earlier, and I think this is a super fair point, it's very different if the schools have them available or if they're divvying them out. Like if the school goes, all right, everybody, each kid, we're giving you all a condom today. Here you go. Handing them out to the kids, distributing them.
Yeah, they just hand them out. They staple them to a safe sex pamphlet.
That's a great idea. Alan says, my friend got caught stealing condoms, and his bad came up, and buying a bunch of condoms. I used to go to the health center and get them for free. It depends on what town you're in. Sometimes it's a little more inconvenient, I guess. I would grant that. But especially in like bigger cities, it's super easy. If you could find one of these Planned Parenthood places or other places, it's not hard to get your hand on some condoms. I don't think they need them necessarily 100% at school. We'll see what you have to say. Lots of people are joining in on the conversation. And I want to talk about this guy who decided he was going to do something to his body, all in the name of going viral. What was it? You're going to find out. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
So until they ban it, you can still find us here at Real Radio 104.1 on TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for an accident on Curry Ford Road eastbound at Econ Trail. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Colonial Drive eastbound at Fairvilla Road. The right shoulder is blocked due to an accident on I-4 eastbound before CR 46A. Traveling on I-4 eastbound, expect delays between Anderson Street and Colonial Drive. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Try Wendy's new Pumpkin Spice Frosty today. Wendy's new Pumpkin Spice Frosty is peak fall. It'll make any kind of fall fun even fallier. So no matter how you fall, grab a rich, creamy Pumpkin Spice Frosty from Wendy's today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Vanilla Frosty is temporarily unavailable.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. First of all, congratulations to last week's winner, Adam. Now, the first person to answer this riddle correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your riddle. What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? What is so fragile that saying its name breaks it? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina@realradio.fm, and the first person to answer the question correctly will win a $25 gift card. If you don't win today's riddle, don't worry. You got a shot every single week. Plus, you're going to feel like a winner every time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted Best Downtown Orlando Restaurant 3 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. For more information on location and reservations with my full-hearted recommendation, go to maxinesonshine.com.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Get ready to experience the excitement.
It is the 13th year of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
The emotions.
Love you guys. I'm so happy to be here tonight.
The surprises.
Are you ready for another I can't believe it moment?
The superstars.
Such an amazing honor to share a stage with so many unbelievable artists. And of course, the music. Relive the greatest moments from the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
You will not want to miss.
Starting tomorrow, streaming only on Hulu.
Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, Nations Trucks has got them all, and with approved credit, you're not making any payments until 2024. Do yourself a favor, visit nationstrucks.com and check out their amazing inventory right now, or see them in Sanford and start driving the truck that you deserve today.
The podcast McCartney, A Life in Lyrics is a masterclass, a memoir, and an improvised journey with the Beatles' Paul McCartney, one of the most beloved figures in popular music. Each episode focuses on a single song, examining the people, experiences, and art that inspired McCartney's legendary songwriting.
I wanted to become a person who wrote songs and someone whose life was in music.
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The all-new Ringling, non-stop fun for everyone. Be amazed by superhuman performers at the greatest show on earth. Tickets on sale now. Coming to the Amway Center January 12th through 15th. Visit ringling.com for show details.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at Tools Ace Hardware. Fall is here, and with cooler weather on the horizon, you got to make sure to stop by Tools Ace Hardware to get everything you need to entertain your family outdoors, whether it's a new grill, fire pit, or patio furniture. Everybody knows Tools Ace Hardware has the best brands in grills, Big Green Egg, Weber, Napoleon, and Traeger, and they're also carrying pizza ovens from Uni, Gosney, and Halo. These guys are the best, man. They have the widest selection of fire pits, including Solo Stove, as well as firewood and propane patio heaters. Tools Ace Hardware only carries the premium brands like Polywood outdoor furniture, made from extremely durable recycled plastic that will last for years and will not fade. Get free assembly and local delivery on any grill or patio furniture purchase $3.99 and up. Tools Ace Hardware, 12 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Get that free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, the backyard place.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Identity theft shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, more than $29 billion were stolen last year alone. That's a criminal success story and a wake-up call for everyone else. It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. LifeLock makes it easy to help protect yourself if you become a victim. A dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. Join now and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code at LifeLock.com, promo code Clay.
What key is tonight going to be played in? Well, that's entirely up to you and your spirit. Over here at Wild Turkey,
or opting for something that rings true and can reverberate for ages. A little 101. Wild Turkey 101 has been pleasing crowds for decades with its iconic rich flavor. Crafted with generations of know-how and the finest ingredients. Wild Turkey. Trust your spirit. Wild Turkey Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. Copyright 2023, Campari America, New York, New York. Never compromise, drink responsibly.
And it's a beautiful day here at the Weekend Getaway. Oh no, looks like a loose stair on the porch. And he is out. Add another one to the IL. Not how they wanted the season to start. At Morgan & Morgan, we know injuries can come out of left field. As America's largest injury law firm, we've recovered over $15 billion for our clients. If you've been injured in an accident, call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Visit forthepeople.com or an office near you.
Why is iHeartRadio the #1 streaming radio app? Free music.
Free live radio stations from all over the country.
Free podcasts. Free playlists.
Free contests. Free artist radio stations.
Commercial-free stations. It's free. I love iHeartRadio. Join the millions of music, radio, and podcast fans on the #1 streaming radio app now.
iHeartRadio.
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 Free never sounded so good.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Holiday magic.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. B-A-N-K. That's bank. Enter it now at realradio.fm and get a little holiday magic. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Control pills. I don't know about wanting your daughter to get on birth control pills, but if I had a teenage daughter and she expressed that she wanted to get on birth control to me, I would have no problem with that. I'd be fine with it. I know some people probably wouldn't. I guess it depends when we say teenage, what age we're talking about. I would say like 16 and up or something. Like obviously you want to put some sort of limitations on that. But I was looking at this because we were talking about the condoms in school programs and stuff. And they talk about some of the different schools and the programs they have implemented. And some of them are so dumb, man. Like really, really stupid. So here's an example of one that would probably be more successful. They say in the school, they put a condom basket in the bathroom. All right. So like you go into the bathroom, there's a little basket on the counter. The kids, if they're sexually active, can grab one of the condoms and go on. And so that's kind of more comfortable. You don't have to go into the store. You don't have to do anything there. Then they say condoms distributed after a meeting with a nurse or counselor, which is not going to be something that people do. And then they say condoms distributed after meeting with a study volunteer and signing in with their unique study ID. Like, no kid's going to do this. You're not going to go, I'm going to talk to an adult and go, yeah, I'm sexually active. I'd like to get access to one of those condoms I hear you have on the school. Like, that is a stupid program. No kids are going to do it. That's a way to say you have a condom program at your school, but have one that no kids will ever use or take advantage of. They
like, we have a condom program, but to implement this, we had to agree to all of these things per the parents of our children.
Right. It's like Nathan Fielder's rebate thing, the thing that he did on his show, where to get the cashback rebate, you had to do the most outlandish things, and you know nobody's going to do them. This was not going to be something that would have worked. Here's another one. They said multiple condom baskets throughout the school. They said that is multiple locations, free of cost, and independent. That's a good one, they say. Different condom distributors, teachers, study staff, nurses who offer condoms at different locations around the school. Anytime you add a person in there, like I would have never been comfortable going up to my teacher. In fact, that's kind of a weird interaction, I think, to go up to your teacher and be like, hey, I need to get one of them condoms you got that you're giving out around here.
Like, why are you speaking like that, Sean?
I would not have that conversation with a teacher. They say condom vending machines set up at various locations around the school. Those are not free of cost. The kids have to pay for them, but it is more like anonymous than going through some sort of teacher or something.
Now, the condoms will be free if the student chooses to put in their student ID and social security number.
to take a photo of you with the condom in your hand.
And send a tweet of themselves picking the condoms up out of the machine.
Yeah, you have to have it way more private than that. Otherwise, what are you doing? Then they said condoms only offered through the nurse in the nursing office. Again, these kids aren't going to want to do that. That's weird and uncomfortable for them, and it's not going to have any impact. If you were going to do it, and again, I don't think the school should be necessarily in the business of doing this, but if you're going to do it, you should at least do it in a smart way so it makes sense, so it actually works out. One of the other things is there keeps being stories that come out. This one was from the Associated Press a little earlier this year that say kids at school are actually way less sexually active than they have been previously. And they said the first years of the pandemic saw a huge decline in high school students having sex. They said teen sex is already becoming less and less common before this. About 3 decades ago, more than half of teens said they had had sex, right? So, back in the 90s, about half of teenagers would say that they were sexually active. By 2019, that 50% plus went down to 38%. In 2021, only 30% of teens were sexually active at that. It was that point. It was the sharpest drop ever recorded by the survey, and down it went. And of course, this was like this study that they do of 17,000 students, and you were anonymous when you filled in the information. They said there's also declines in students who said they were currently having sex or who had at least 4 sex partners. And all this stuff is fine and good, less sex the teenagers are having, the better probably, because risk of getting pregnant and doing all these things that can just change your life in major, major ways is a danger that's attached to all of that. But yeah, it's interesting that it's gone down so much, high school students are less sexually active now than they ever have been since they've been doing this study. We want to hear from you in a moment, but first let's hear from this moron. And his name is Nicholas Kratka. And Nicholas Kratka is a TikTok user and a very dumb human being. He was out fishing and he caught a sea bass. All right, he reels in a sea bass. And then he cuts into the fish and he sees that it's got a parasite. It's got a tapeworm in it. And he does it for the TikTok, friends. He eats the tapeworm that he found inside this fish he caught for a video that he posted over on TikTok.
Is this a new challenge? I mean, other videos include things that he's eaten from other fish he caught?
Not sure if he's done anything like this previously, but you know how it goes. Just do the next dumb thing to try to go viral. He started to get some unpleasant side effects and rushed to the doctor. And he said, I have no regrets. I thought I'd move on with my life as normal. What happened is my stomach started to kill me. When I went to the doctor, he said there was a high likelihood of the worm spreading to my eyes and brain, which would kill me if I didn't act fast. Just jot that down. Note that for later in your life when you want to make a decision about whether to eat the tapeworm or to not eat the tapeworm.
If only his parents had condoms in the bathroom.
Could have fixed this. He never would have had to make the decision. But the 23-year-old is doing okay, but was very sick for quite some time there.
A lot of people texting in about the condom thing right now, and I didn't even think about this, about one way that it might be like easier and less embarrassing for kids is the amount of places that have self-checkout now, where you could just scan the condom yourself and throw it in a plastic bag, pay for it, and you're done.
Do they have self-checkout in like a CVS? I don't think they have them there yet, do they?
I don't know that they're very common. I saw one, and I had never seen this before at any of these places, but I saw a self-checkout at a 7-Eleven around the corner from here a couple weeks ago, and I was like, wow, that's interesting. You can't get gas or cigarettes or anything else that would normally be flagged, but if you're just going in there for like a soda and a bag of chips, you do the self-checkout.
You know what I saw that was controversial? This was getting people a little bit hot under the collar.
Tip jar about the self-checkout?
No. There are self-checkouts. I don't know what grocery store it is, but they changed all their self-checkouts to 9 items and under. So you can't do the self-checkout if you have like a whole shopping cart full of things. And so people were pissed off because they said they like to do it themselves. And now they can't if they have over a certain amount of items.
That's a weird. That's got to be.
Who's checking that? The person
I don't know.
Who is now there?
Yeah. They always kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, don't they always kind of have somebody hovering a little bit?
Yeah, check IDs.
near the area if the alarm goes off and you need to get some liquor and you need to get the ID.
He's supposed to check IDs or like, fix coupons or pricing or something, but they also sort of just like watch a screen that shows everything you've rung up and make sure you're not kind of like getting away with something you're not supposed to be getting away with, or just screwing it up because, some older people are not used to self-checkout.
They don't know how to do it.
For me, if I'm getting less than 10 items, which is often because I often just go to Publix for one meal, if I'm doing that and there's a line at the 10 items or less, I'm more likely to use self-checkout because it's just a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
I think
it's easier.
Maybe they're saying that people aren't as efficient in the self-checkout as as the employees of the store would be. So maybe just keep away from them if you have a whole bunch of crap.
Well, they know what they're doing. People on chat are saying, yes, at CVS they have sales checkout, but not at Walgreens. They haven't seen it there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut, and today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show. The uncle you love. Who also frightens you? The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Happy Monday, everyone. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. Afternoon highs today will be reaching the low 80s. You can expect a mix of sun and clouds as we head throughout the afternoon, but dry skies do prevail. Overnight lows tonight will be in the mid-60s, and we're slightly warming but still dry on Tuesday before tropical moisture does return to the viewing area by later this week. I'm Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Boost Infinite.
Hey, if you're thinking of getting the latest iPhone, you need to stop and check out the wireless offer from Boost Infinite. For more, just pick up your phone and dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and Boost Infinite. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from this station's network.
To everyone who appreciates a fresh meal that comes from the heart, let our team member Emma tell you what's special about the Culver's Way.
We take great tasting burgers seriously in Wisconsin. Favorite recipes, fresh ingredients, real Wisconsin cheese. It's a place where traditions matter. So of course it's where Culver's Butter Burger was born. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection, then topped with a lightly buttered toasted bun.
What can we say? To us, it's a whole lot more than a burger. It's a taste of home.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious. To everyone who craves a rich and creamy hometown treat, let our team member Nevaeh tell you how we do it at Culver's.
Every scoop of Culver's fresh frozen custard is made in small batches throughout the day. Because where we come from, the little things make a big difference. Like bringing back a seasonal favorite. Our salted caramel pumpkin concrete mixer and pumpkin spice shake are back for a limited time. Handcrafted with farm fresh dairy and real pureed pumpkin just for you. So it's the best part of your day.
And we mean the best.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Thanks to your product, I've lost 65 pounds. I've been using your product since 2017. I used to weigh 245 pounds, so I'm very happy being under 200 pounds. It gives me energy, and I was taking since day one the Andrew 400 Max. It helped me lose the fat, really, really fast. In 3 months, I lost 65 pounds. I'm 63 years old, and I'm very happy with the product.
Congratulations, Antonio, on losing 65 pounds in 3 months and keeping that belly fat off for over 6 years with Andro 400 Max. Guys, if you're looking for a great way to lose belly fat, gain energy, and improve your mood, then Andro 400 Max is for you. Andro 400 is safe and natural and helps men like Antonio not only reach their weight loss goals, but also help keep that belly fat off for good. So kickstart your goals today. Go to andro400.com and get free shipping and discounts only on andro400.com. That's andro400.com.
Save time and money with the wood fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need for an average backyard of 120 feet starting at $13.95. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License number C10252 and C10803.
Orlando's newest entertainment destination is now open. Primrose Lanes welcomes you to our restaurant and bowling club. Visit primroselanes.com to reserve your lane and join us for happy hour every weekday at 4 p.m. for half-off cocktails.
Hi, I'm Holly O'Neill, Chief Client Care Officer at Bank of America. Each and every day, our employees come to work to make financial lives better. And listening to our customers is how we do it well. From helping with everyday banking needs to life's big milestones, I want to thank my teammates who go above and beyond for our clients.
What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/about. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC equal credit opportunity lender.
Attention, our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. It's only for the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. They give you up to a year and a half to travel, but you must be one of the first 50 to text MUSIC to 96551. Grab your phone and text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. That's MUSIC to 96551. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551 and get 4 days in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico with hotel and airfare included for only $99. But you must be one of the first 50 listeners to text MUSIC to 96551. Text the word MUSIC to 96551 for your chance to go on vacation to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, or Mexico.
Do you suffer from sinus infections or sinus headaches? You use nasal spray and antibiotics, but nothing works. At Aspire Allergy and Sinus, we have solutions. And with healthcare deductibles resetting soon, now's a great time to see if you're a candidate for a minimally invasive procedure called balloon sinuplasty. Imagine no more pain, no more congestion. Set an appointment today with Aspire to see if balloon sinuplasty is right for you. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment. That's aspireallergy.com.
When I'm on the move, there's only one move that works for me, so I'm going to Checkers. Slide me that $2.49 chicken bites and fries box. No matter where I go, I'm going to enjoy the crispy, juicy, perfectly seasoned all-white meat chicken bites, plus a load of Checkers' famous seasoned fries, all for just $2.49. That's right, this box is always coming in clutch. Checkers is boxing up deals like you've never seen before. Whether I'm running on empty or stepping on the gas, I'm taking one for the road with Checkers. Get it delivered now.
The iHeartRadio app and the NFL right in your pocket. The home of the NFL Podcast Network, covering all 32 NFL teams, plus all the expert advice to win your fantasy league. And, of course, live NFL games. Touchdown! Download the free iHeartRadio app today. Free never sounded so good.
Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. Renee emails to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. She says, about kids having sex at school. As a teacher for both middle and high school, I can 100% confirm that this is an extremely, in all caps, common event. A teacher doesn't know what words mean. An extremely common event. Are we talking about like on the daily, like maybe on the hourly, if we're saying extremely common? This must be just happening every single day at all of the schools, if this is the case. I'm saying it's somewhere between zero, right? Because zero, like saying that there's no kids having sex at the school is obviously wrong, right? To saying extremely common is obviously wrong as well, right? Both of those things are obviously wrong. I would say at a school, and I can never ask this question because I can only imagine myself going to the nearby high school and saying, hey, how often are you guys having sex around here? Might end up getting hauled off in handcuffs if I try to.
No, I think you should try it. I don't know. I think you'll be fine. You can get away with this, Sean.
I'm definitely not going to do that. That data will have to be beyond us, and we'll never get our hands on that, I don't think. But, yeah, I think it's a lot lower than extremely common. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Let's do one last dispatch, I think. Here's I'm a PC with the dispatch for.
Hey, Sean, sorry about the rain in the background, but 2021 was COVID, so I'd hope there's a sharp drop in sexually active teenagers, because that would be kind of funny if it went up during COVID.
Right. There's less social interaction between everybody in 2021, but that's not solely why that number dropped down. And in fact, it looks like the number's holding. And it's a part of a longer-term trend, too, which, I don't know, this might be just a cultural thing. Maybe kids are more worried about having a kid of their own. They don't want to screw up their life. There's all kinds of things that could come into play with why that number is dropping. I certainly don't think it's a bad thing that it's dropping. What else do we got here? Let's do the stories that didn't make the cut. Brought to you by our friends at Nations Trucks. Go find them online at nationstrucks.com, and you'll also find the truck of your dreams. Whether you want a lifted truck, a work truck, it's right there for you. Go look at their inventory now at nationstrucks.com. Support for a U.S. political party that is not the Republicans or Democrats, but a third political party is now up to 63%. There's a lot of people demanding something different. This has been going up over the last several decades, as you can imagine. It says typically political independents are most likely to favor a third party. By the way, independents outnumber Democrats. Independents outnumber Republicans. Independents seem to have the least sway for some reason, though. There is a pastor going viral for yelling at his congregation at his church because people were drinking coffee while the sermon was going on. Which that seems like a normal thing to me. Like, I would have figured that was just a common occurrence.
You don't bring coffee into church?
You don't?
No.
I have it right afterwards with donuts.
I haven't been to church in a long time. I figured they served it there or something.
The only snack you get is the Jesus Christ Crispy treat, and then you get donuts.
That's not a good time. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Monday, October 9th, 2023. Today I Learned sponsored by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. Today I Learned this show right here.
Cheers.
Cheers is correct. There's a Spanish version of the TV show Cheers.
Salud.
Yeah. This is actually from the Spanish version of the show, which aired for multiple seasons. Still good. Don't mind that at all. It was successful in multiple markets. Today I learned
was it called Salud, though?
It doesn't say. No, it was just called Cheers. It was still called Cheers, even then. Said a circus performer in the 18th century by the name of Thomas Wetters has the Guinness World Record for having the longest nose in history. This guy's nose is 7.5 inches long. That's pretty damn long for a nose, actually. Very impressive, and I don't know if anybody's going to beat him out of that record.
Nobody ever offered him cocaine. It's weird.
No,
that's the weirdest
probably
thing.
Not a good partner. Today on this theme,
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's right. Curb Your Enthusiasm's theme music is called Frolic, and it's by Luciano Michelini. It was originally used on a bank commercial, which got stuck in Larry David's head over and over and over again. And when they said, what song do you want to use for the theme song for Curb Your Enthusiasm? He said, can we get this one? And they tracked it down. Today I learned between 365 million and 988 million birds are killed every single year from running into buildings in the United States of America. That is a lot of dead birds. 365 million is the bottom end of that. That's a significant amount right there. All right, let's get the hell out of your way. Here we go. Today I learned this song. I'll take the song title.
I'm blanking. James Brown?
He's about to say it.
Can't give life. Take it away. Take it away.
War is right. When the Temptations released the album version of War, the band and the label didn't even press a single version of it. They didn't want to alienate the more conservative part of their fan base, who I guess was pro-war. However, they allowed Edwin Starr to release his cover of that song as a single, and that is what launched his solo career. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. If you missed any of the show, get that podcast link over at thenewsjunkie.com. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time.
They say